Give it up for the odd birds at the end there at this table right here. Representing the odd birds store in Atlanta. All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the very last competition of the day. Welcome to the Teams Prelim B of the USA Jigsaw Nationals. Are you excited to be here? We're excited to have you. We're going to go through some things here in just a second, but a really quick announcement for all of the competition, all the prelim competitions. If you just missed your qualification, if you were right on the cusp of qualifying from each prelim, we will be sending out an email tonight to let you know you'll be on deck in case there are any last-minute cancellations for tomorrow. If people have to catch a plane or are ill, anything like that, you may be on deck for tomorrow. So look out for that email. It will have more instructions. So yeah. So let's talk about right now and what we're about to do here. So for everyone everyone's got their bag okay. No one's opened it, so you guys have nailed that. Everyone has bags and things like that. Make sure that those are under your table, out of the way, not getting in the way of judges. We don't want anyone tripping or falling. We want to take care of our good judges because they've taken great care of everyone today. Give those guys a round of applause. If anyone has team corrections of any sort as far as who is on your team, go ahead and make those corrections on your name placard. If you have any other corrections, city, spelling, things like that, on our attendee info webpage is where you can find a form to make those changes. This is your reminder to turn off all distractions, phone, things like that. Make sure that you're not distracting yourselves or your neighbors because we all want to be great neighbors to the tables around us. So we want to make sure that we're watching where our bodies are at and our volume level. We do want to make sure, yes, that if where you're standing, speaking of where your bodies are at, we want to make sure to keep the aisles clear so that the judges can get past. And last but not least, you can have the tag board on your table. You must keep the tag board on your table. I don't care what configuration it is. You can push it all together. You do whatever you want to. So let's go ahead and talk about the rules, what we're about to do next. So there are 100 teams in this room. We're so excited to have all of you. Yeah, give it up. The top half of you will advance to the finals, and you're going to have 2 hours and 15 minutes to complete 2 puzzles. So we all know teams is a little trickier. You have 2 puzzles. The first puzzle on your table has a sticker on it, and the color of that sticker is blue. So make sure that the color of that is blue. Everyone should know that along the side of their table is their second puzzle. The one on your table is 500 pieces. The one on the floor is 1,000 pieces. So to talk for a second about the protocol for going from puzzle 1 to puzzle 2. So as we go, well, we'll start with, once we're ready to do the countdown, we'll count all the way down. The timer will start and say go. And that's when you can open your first puzzle. As you get close to completing that first puzzle, make sure you see someone around. If not, give a little hand wave. They'll come over and make sure that they're ready to capture your completion time. Once your first puzzle is done, your volunteer judge is going to say complete. It's at that point that you'll know that you can disassemble that first puzzle. That first puzzle has to be off of your table and generally into the box. If you drop one piece, it's fine. Do not throw it onto the ground, though. Once that puzzle is completely off of your table, that's when the judge will say go, and that's when you can open the bag to start your next puzzle. So you can be holding it, but you just can't open it until the judge says go. I think we got it right this time. Yeah. All right. If you have any boxes that are not yet, the seals are not yet cut, just give a hand wave to William. The judges will track down William, and he'll come bring you a box that is completely uncut. And so don't stress, don't take time to try to open that box. Just let us know, and we'll start a fresh time for you once you're ready. Last thing, missing pieces. 2 more things. Missing pieces. If you guys have any missing pieces, let the judge know, the volunteer judge that's with you, and they will start counting from 10 as you look for that piece. If they get all the way to 10 and you haven't found the piece, the time will stop, and that will be the end of your time. If you find the piece sooner, your time will stop sooner. And finally, as we get to the end of the 2 hours and 15 minutes, if you've made it all the way through and you're still working on your puzzle, we will come through and count everything that you've assembled. Clusters of 2 or more will count towards your result total, and we'll count everything that you haven't yet assembled. Does that sound good? Is everyone clear? Everyone know what they're doing? Great. Awesome. So everyone's going to start getting ready. I want to check really quick. Are you ready to puzzle? Oh, yeah. That was the best one all day. You guys are already crushing it. All right, so we're going to start the timer. And we're going to get ready here, and we're going to count down together, starting at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, puzzle!
All right, everybody, welcome to the Teams Prelim B at 2026 USA Jigsaw Nationals here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am your host, Valerie Coit, and I am joined by co-host, introduce yourself, Rob Shields.
Hi, I'm Rob Shields from the worldwide renowned podcast about everything competitive speed puzzling, Peace Talks.
Yeah, way to give yourself a shout out. I love it.
Well,
you need to do that.
I
Rob.
say it with some irony because it's the world's largest English language audio only podcast related to competitive speed puzzling, so it's a small thing. But I am super thrilled to be here. I'm happy.
We're so excited
to experience all of this from this position.
We got to show this puzzle, Rob. What are you doing? You haven't even looked at it yet.
You said say hi.
No, I'm just teasing.
All right, so we got a waterfall. So we got a photograph.
Yeah.
And so this is the first of 2 puzzles that they'll be doing. So this is the 500-piece puzzle, teams of 4. And it's got a lot of sky, which is great. A lot of people like sky. There's a lot of rock in here.
Yeah, a little bit of rock. Here we go. Yeah, we get to look at this like really up close. So the title of this puzzle is Lookout Mountain. This is another one that's like a stock image. And yeah, I mean, it is a lot of rock. However, in our defense for picking this, I don't think this is that bad because you've got a lot of striation in the rock, and so that's going to help with creating those lines. You've also got, like bigger sort of resolution, or I don't know what you want to call it, texture, in the foreground. Mm-hmm. So that's going to look different than the rock that's further in the distance with the waterfall. That's going to be more condensed. And so I actually think for a team, this is a nice puzzle for just really breaking it up into some nice sections.
As much as I like to historically give you a hard time for your puzzle selection, I do think this is a great first puzzle for a team because it's got sections to sort. As you said, there's sky for the sky lovers. There's some background that's obviously different. You said there's striations in the rock. There's colors. There's a pool. There's waterfall. It's a lot of projects. So your assemblers can get in and start doing work. Your sorters can kind of create a bunch of projects and create a queue for things. And everybody's going to be busy probably the entire time.
I just think you've got some really clear sections. So you got this big area down here. Excuse my writing being terrible. You've got the sky. Obviously, somebody can easily take that chunk. I think this little corner, that's doable.
Agreed.
You could take that. And then you've got some different red kind of rock in here. That's a slightly different tone. So I think somebody else could tackle that. And then there you go. You've got 4 sections that are and then of course the waterfall. And so you've got lots of options there for people to work on.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And it definitely, it feels like there is a lot of sameness in here, but I have to remind myself that this is the 500-piece puzzle, so the piece sizes are going to be bigger. The image is going to, compose. There's going to be more of the image on each piece, which makes it much more tackleable by a team.
Look at this already. We just saw table number 4, 3.5 men. We saw already Sky was done. And we are 3 minutes into competition.
Oh, man. I tell you that, Connor is, you guys probably talked about Connor to death, and so I'll just add my 2 cents. Like, Connor is obviously amazing to watch. And none of the rest of the guys on 3.5 Men are slouches in and of themselves.
They're not at all.
But I was talking to Josh Trauger of 3.5 Men yesterday, and I was like, I don't know what happened, but when I look at the data around Connor, something about 6 months ago, he found a whole nother gear.
Right.
So, like, he was fast last year. He was fast at Winter Carnival, and then suddenly exploded into a whole new gear, which is terrifying if you're any of the rest of us. Because, like, wait, he was already on track for being amazing, and now he's going to be even more amazing.
And this is why I have you on as a guest co-host, Rob, because you know the stats. Like, I feel like you know this better than anyone right now, because you are talking to these puzzlers on the podcast, and you are a stats guy. You were deep into the data. You love that. And I know I asked you to share some info with me, and then you sent me this file, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
No shade at all. It's amazing. But I also was like, this is a lot. Like, you've got such great stats on folks, and so I'm excited to hear what you can bring to the table on that today.
Well, yeah. The stats are mostly color in an experience like this, because for me the thrill of this is just seeing the world's best puzzlers, or at least the nation's best puzzlers, just tackling a puzzle. The stats give you some sense of what to expect, but they can't tell the story, and really living and breathing the space where they are, watching them do it. Like, you guys have so many things going on here at Nationals this year, and I want to take a moment to say, as probably many have before, whatever amazing work you guys have done the last few years, you've upped your own game this year. Like, you're much like Connor. Like you guys have so much amazing things going on, and it all seems to be going off so well. And your partner with Ravensburger is really tight, and that shows. But the whole reason I say all of that is because at any given time, you've got panels going on, a main competition, and side competitions that are more for fun in the Cobble Hill area. And I cannot drag myself away from the competition, because I come here and I watch the competition, and I'm just so excited to watch these people, like the best in the United States, do their stuff, that I can't imagine how people would go to any of these other events.
We do have a spectator area that is pretty jam-packed, usually almost, I think, pretty consistently across every competition. And yeah, here we're getting to watch. That was We Put the Betcha and You Betcha, the Minnesotan team that we just had on screen there. They had placed 4th last year. They're at table number 1. And
so this is a Northwest team. So this is Cosmo, Rose Robbins, who used to be on my team.
Oh, wow.
And Leslie Richardson and Nicole Pichette. So this is actually a really strong team. I'm very excited to watch them do it, in no small part because Rose was on my team last year. And she leveled up, which is great. She should have. And she found some really great puzzlers in the Northwest area. And already, as you said, they knocked out the sky. They were already moving on.
Okay, well, I got to point out this team because this is my family. And this is their team name. That is
the Jigsaw Nepo Babies.
Jigsaw Nepo Babies. That's 3 of my nieces and a great niece. So my niece Michelle, Jennifer, Kelly, and then Michelle's daughter Rose. So I'm very excited to see them participating. And yeah, this is just really fun that they're trying it out. They're here in Atlanta. Michelle is Atlanta-based. So I was like, well, if you're here, you're puzzling people. So get into it.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Look at this.
Yeah,
already. So people in the times were like, this one looks a little harder. Maybe it's going to be like 20 minutes, 22 minutes, 24 minutes, because we saw an incredible time in that last round of people finishing in under 15 minutes for the 500 piece.
Wow. I
think we're going to be there with this too. I don't think this is going to be any more of a challenge than that other puzzle was.
Well, this is the thing, is that I was doing the I think the D round of the individuals, and I was looking at it and I was like, this seems much harder than some of the other rounds. And it, like, not only did it get like trounced immediately, like
all of your expectations dashed immediately.
But everybody did a much better job than I expected on that puzzle.
So here we're kind of going down the line here of our overhead shots. So this is, we're not just a flock of geese. This is Allie Arundel, Andrea Heiston, Jennifer Sipple, and Jasmine Lambert. And look at that, 8 minutes, and they are just crushing it. Waterfall's done, sky, that little side lighter section.
It is interesting
complete.
that they're all they're working so far to the right in this picture that
Yeah,
I'm surprised that this puzzle isn't more centered. Now, one of the challenges that so I did the last team's heat, and one of the challenges we had is the poster board is split right in the middle, and so it makes it hard to move pieces across
Sure.
that split,
Yep,
right?
that's true.
We kept having to dig pieces out from underneath the split.
Oh,
So
sorry.
they may have
Yeah.
chosen intentionally to be on one side, but it is interesting. I would have expected them to be a
Right,
little
more
more centered with
yeah.
that.
I mean, they are doing some building in chunks. So this, the group that we're looking at here is the Jiggernauts.
Yes.
So this is Jessa Douglas, Alice Rowe, Hannah Scott, and Kelly Burr. They came in second at the 2025 Nationals. And yeah, I mean, their technique there is just doing a Mallory move. Like, let's build a section, pick it up, and drop it into place.
Do you talk about the Mallory move much on?
I haven't on this stream this
No?
weekend, no. So what we call it the Mallory move because in the documentary film Wicker Kittens, Leslie Mallory, who was competing in the last round, we coined the phrase after that because she explains how she moves large chunks of puzzle by grabbing opposing pieces kind of kitty corner from each other and then pulling. And by pulling, you're creating that tension that keeps the pieces all together as you move it into place and set it down.
And it is really one of those things that you can pick up really early in your puzzling journey, right? It makes things a lot simpler. I've introduced it to people who've been puzzling for more than a year, and they're like, wait,
What?
that solves all kinds of
you
problems.
don't have to use a spatula? What?
Yeah, and I think Leslie will tell you that she wasn't the first person to do it, but she is the one that sort of made it popular.
Yeah.
And so if you see Leslie Mallory at any time, she is super sweet.
Oh, she's the sweetest person
Say
ever.
hi.
Yeah.
Tell her thank you for that. She will turn red probably.
Yeah.
Deservedly so.
But yeah, the Mallory move is a classic. It definitely helps you move those pieces around. It doesn't work with every puzzle, I will say. If it's a looser
No.
fit puzzle, probably
100%.
not going to work. If it's one of these puzzles that has like the straight edges that go next to each other, obviously not going to work. You need those interlocking bits. So it works really well with the standard cut Ravensburger for sure. A little harder on the more random cut pieces.
So we were looking at that was a hard one with Chelsea Sutekamp, Jessica Peterson, Julie Kinn, and Liz Urum. And just to keep a tradition going, I will horribly butcher people's names, and
Yes,
I apologize.
we
for that.
apologize in advance right now for everybody whose name we can't pronounce exactly correctly, but we do our best.
This is a Portland team we're looking at here. This is, I believe, bacon and eggs. Oh,
Look at that. We got a little shout out.
that's
Probably for the fans. I guess it's not for us, maybe.
yeah. That's Maggie. Maggie's been filming a puzzle-based documentary for quite some time, and
Nice.
she's hitting the editing phase. So really excited to see what she has going on. But yeah, this is a team in Portland. We have a weekly league,
Okay.
and so many of the folks on that team come out of that weekly league, and they're really great.
So we're at 11 and a half minutes.
Okay.
Is this the Jiggernauts? I can't tell.
So we're at 2, yeah, the
it is.
Jiggernauts.
So this is the Jiggernauts. And, I mean, 2/3 of the way, potentially.
Yeah,
Looking at another 15-minute time, maybe.
it does feel like the rocks are slowing them down a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Somebody asked in the chat, how old is Connor now? And I don't know for sure, so I don't know is it 12?
Last year, my rule of thumb was he was 11, so this year my rule of thumb is that he's
I
12,
think,
but I
yeah.
don't actually.
I know, and I don't ask because I kind of just feel like, but yeah, there you can see in the corner, Connor's hands moving very, very quickly.
I was talking to Kyle earlier and asking him like how things were going in terms of getting up and running with the team. He said we haven't actually practiced since last year's finals.
Can you believe that?
And so we had to get together and relearn some stuff. So this is a couple of practices maybe and they're just hitting their stride. The good news is that 3 of them are veterans. Honestly, Connor's also a veteran at this point.
I know,
but
right?
not of like major team-based competitions.
I do think, Connor, I think got to start in jigsaw puzzling in a more serious, like competitive way. Just maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? Has he been doing the competitions? Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
about
that's
that long, right?
And I can't remember if we said, I don't want to cause them any
Of
short
course.
shrift. So
We
that was
do-
Josh Trauger,
yes.
Kyle Cosson, and Matthew Netlow, who are also part of that team.
Yeah, you can't do it by yourself in 12 minutes. Even that would be a Connor record, right? So if they get this done in 15 or so,
Look at
that
those
is a
hands.
solid group effort.
This is one of the things that youth brings. Not just youth, but Connor's hands are just so fast.
Yeah.
He's got spring in his step. He's got energy, and he's got explosive energy, which isn't necessarily something you look for in
Right.
puzzling, but is definitely beneficial when you're like, it's a beneficial skill to have.
Yep. He
It just,
is pretty precise. As much as his hands look a little chaotic, he's pretty precise with placement. He's not jamming a lot. What I call jamming, where you're just trying a piece over and over in different spots. It's like he's picking them up and putting them into place, pretty much.
and you see this with.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we're looking at it under 15
Yeah.
for sure. Look at this.
You see this with, like, Victor Kasperczek from Poland. You see this with Alejandro Clemente Leon from Spain. They are super fast, but they are not sloppy.
No, right?
You actually have to do both if you're going to be the best in the world. And
Yep.
so I am not surprised. But look at the way that those pieces are going in.
Yeah.
So they're down to it. He's got, maybe 6, 5, 4 pieces. So under
14,
15.
11.
Yeah. And they're moving off. All right, so they're going to do book fold here. So the classic tri-fold, folding
Yep,
one side,
just
folding the other
getting that
side, shove
thing
it
put
into a
away.
box. And then they got to get it all the way off.
Yep.
Somebody's got to say thumbs up, and then they can move on.
And now they've cut away to other teams, so it's like, when are we going to see the other puzzle, everybody? This is the big reveal for what puzzle number 2. I'll let you open that, Rob.
all right.
Any guesses before you open?
I'm hoping that it is harder than the one I had to do, because the one I had to do.
Oh, wait. Oh, they're going to open it. Okay, yeah, you get to reveal it.
All right,
Oh
ready?
my gosh, I guess,
All
yeah.
right,
This
all
is
right.
puzzle number 2, everybody.
Oh, my. So my first take of this is that there's a lot of detail and a lot of red.
Yep. So this is another abandoned series puzzle, everybody.
Oh,
We
there was
had-
rumor there might be some
Yep,
abandoned series.
So we're doing another one of the abandoned series. This is art by Lilia, and I believe it's called The Final Curtain is the name of this puzzle. And
Yep.
yeah, here we go. This is the 1,000 piece that we're going to see everybody start to work on here in a little bit. Right now, it's just that 3.5 men, their first place team so far in this prelim, that's grabbed it and started assembly.
Jiggernaut's about 30 odd pieces out.
Yep.
So I'm happy to see this, only because it is at least as hard as the one that I had to do in the last round. I was concerned.
I actually think this is a little harder. Like you said, there's a lot of red there.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a little bit more challenging, I think, for people. They're definitely going to have, it's a smaller color palette, I would say. And you also have a lot of gold going on in this. So I do want to introduce Ali Krasny, one of the fellow board members, has joined us here at the table.
Hello.
To jump in and hang out and talk puzzles with us.
The
Jiggernauts
Jiggernaut's
just
got one down.
finished. But they were about a minute behind at about 16:07, it looked like.
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
That's
Because
incredible.
I think they
2
3.5
minutes
men were
behind,
14.
14:11.
Yeah.
So 3.5 men coming in with a little bit of a lead there. They got about a 2-minute buffer from the next team that's starting this second puzzle.
I can't believe how fast these teams are finishing, like
Right?
sub 15 times.
Right?
Wow.
That's like speed run. Like
That's
what?
right. Oh my gosh. I've been talking about it so much this weekend that this is still only the 4th year that we're doing this. And I had looked at the finish times for solo for the very first year, and the winner was like 54 minutes, and for solo this year for just prelims was 30 minutes. So we're having the times. I didn't double check on the teams, but just how fast people are going already.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. I
Yeah.
can't wait for finals tomorrow to see what kind of times
Oh my
we're
gosh.
looking at.
Yeah, I'm really interested in what kind of curveballs you guys have set up to throw at them.
We just want to make it as painful and unfun
Yeah,
as possible.
exactly. That
'Cause
is
we
the
like
goal.
it when people are mad at us.
I love this. Somebody in the chat did the little music. It's the final curtain. Like, I'm a terrible singer, so
love it.
apologies to
That was
everybody for that.
beautiful.
But I do like the sentiment. That's pretty great.
Yeah, and they've got this puzzle's got a lot of blue in it as well. There's a lot of nice pieces, but man, this golden archway across the top, I'm seeing. I guess I'm seeing golden over on the actual screen and getting distracted. But that seems like there's a lot of complex sort of noise in all of those gold, which seems also challenging. So this one seems challenging on a lot of ways.
Well, I think you've got this repeating part right
Right,
here.
sort of pitch and holes.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those, yep. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a little harder than the last one just because The last one definitely had a broader color palette. There was a lot more going. I mean, this has a ton going on. If you're looking at those little tiny details, you're going to be able to figure out where stuff goes.
Yeah.
It's maybe a half decent like pick and place kind of situation.
Yeah.
However, again, more of a muted color palette
Yeah.
potentially.
Always makes it a little
also am
tougher.
going to be curious to see when we start to see assembly on this if it's a little darker too. It does
Yeah.
already look a little darker than plundered
Yeah.
putt. So I kind of wonder what it's going to look like when we're actually looking at pieces. But obviously, most of the people in this room are still working on our first 500 piecers. So we're kind of
Yeah.
trying to show them and their progress on that. And then we'll be zipping over to look at the folks that started working on the 1,000
Yeah.
soon.
So we got 50 Shades of Gradient here with Kayla Berkowitz, Margaret Long, Tally Kleinfelter, and Alyssa Zackler. Looks like they've got...
Alyssa.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the batches are about to finish.
Yeah.
They're getting close.
They are super close.
Yep.
Yeah, and I just look like that Andrea just looks happy, right?
Yeah.
And Lauren looks happy. Like it's,
I know, they're all
this is
smiling.
such a fun team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a sassy name, but they're actually, they do have some sass, especially because they got Sarah on there.
Yeah.
I can give Sarah a hard time because we're friends.
Yeah.
But they're all so sweet.
They are. And this is, Sarah has said, and Lauren as well, that this could be their last year, at least for a little while.
Oh, I hadn't heard that yet.
Yeah,
Really?
yes.
Nobody broke this news to me.
Yeah,
What?
I'm not dishing anything new. She said it on 2 different episodes of my podcast, so,
Okay.
or at least I think Lauren said it once and Sarah said it once. So, it's
Oh,
not
there
new
we go.
news.
And now watch their transition. They are practiced. They've done this
that
once or
was-
twice, right? she just hits her with it. Just plows the top of the box into Andrea.
That's right. Sarah is just relentless in
That
terms of
is
moving forward. Like, do what you have
Love
to
it.
do.
Love it. Oh, here we go.
That's that.
See another team dumping them out. Okay, so who is this?
Yeah, I don't
So
have it.
table 6.
Oh, okay.
That is Shay Burkett, Christina Harwell, Megan Brecker-Hahn, Melinda Schockler. So Piece de Resistance. I love the name. So that was table 6 that also
great.
finished just now.
Again,
Well,
on the
yeah,
table.
wasn't Shay
Shay
like
was in a top
second,
finisher
third?
yesterday.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah. Oh,
yep, in the
first.
prelim,
Yeah,
individual
yeah.
prelim.
So Shay is super fast. And then this team here.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
there we go. Another transition.
Ali
I love it.
Arundel, Andrea Heisted, and Jennifer Sipple, and Jasmine Lambert. We're not just a flock of geese.
I love Allie's gear right there. She is prepared.
I noticed that the other day, and I was like, why haven't I done that my
That's
whole
right.
life?
Like, what are we doing?
Wear a back brace
Yeah.
while you're
For that
puzzling and leaning
assistance?
over. That's such a good idea.
I'm excited
come
to
on.
see in the next few years what all the puzzle,
Oh, yeah.
all the puzzle gear is going to be.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what a good idea. Like, why haven't I done that? I complain about my back every time I do a team puzzle because I like
Right?
to stand.
That's
I
right,
guess
we're
I just
both
like to
standers.
torture myself and be uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's a little
shouldn't
bit
be
part
enjoyable.
of puzzling, right? It's like this is a tedious activity
Right?
sometimes. But
So
we
this
like
is, I recognize the Strite sisters
Yep.
there. So this is table Just Puzzle Faster, Arena
Mm-hmm.
Shvitchenko, Rachel Schockler, Rebecca Strites, and Jessica Strites. So that was table 12. They
This is-
wear those lovely stripes that make them so recognizable
They
in the
do.
venue. I love it.
We like
Yeah,
it
they
when
have
the
a
teams
brand.
make it easy to recognize them,
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of finishing at a nice pace right now, it seems
Yeah.
like.
It does seem like, I mean, we're only at 21 minutes, everybody.
So
Yeah.
how does this align with your guys' expectation about how these puzzles would perform? Because you obviously made some selections, you had some idea of like what's the level of difficulty we want to present, especially in the early rounds. Is this going like you thought?
I mean, I think one thing we can talk about right now is because this is the end of the prelims. This is the last prelim round. So you've seen all the prelim puzzles. I think there was a real intentional effort. There's a real intentional effort to make it sort of equitable across prelims,
Yeah,
right? So
that's the hugest
we
thing.
didn't want like one prelim to have something super hard and another one to have something easy. I think that's been borne out. I think it's really worked out well.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
kudos to us. We're amazing.
That's right. We're so good. I think, like you noticed in both of the teams' prelims, for example, there were the abandoned series, right? Like when we saw that we had both of those, we wanted to split those up. And I'm trying to remember what the last 500
And then the stock
was.
image, we had the Savannah Street,
That's
and then we
right.
had this Lookout Mountain, which
Yeah,
is
so we
another
tried to
like
kind of pair
local,
that.
monument
Though
or
I-
like natural.
I am impressed by the 500 here. That one, I remember, I think it was Val that picked this photo.
Heather technically, Heather really was, I mean, just I keep props to Heather all the
She's
time,
pretty
but
great.
Heather had put together this sort of like, here's a bunch of stuff
right.
that I found in stock imagery, and then we all kind of looked at that and started kind of narrowing it down even further.
Is that right? So you guys chose the stock imagery?
Yes.
Oh,
and
okay.
so
Is that the way it
Heather-
had normally gone? Because I
Yeah,
feel like
usually we
I was-
do. Yeah.
I was actually just talking to someone about this, and then we'll make sure to say what you were going to say. But
Yeah.
the stock images thing, it all started because we needed unreleased puzzles for that very first one, and we didn't have the timeline, I
Right.
think was how it
we
happened
didn't have
the
enough
first time.
time to
Yeah.
get
to
all
get
the
all
ones
the
that we needed.
unreleased.
Yep.
And so then we came up with the stock photos for the MyRov. And then since then, it's kind of been a progression. But to some extent, there's only so many artist puzzles that can be held back for so long. So we
Right.
do the stock photos to kind of help supplement and make
Yeah.
sure we can have all.
And so Heather, she loves a landscape. Like
Yeah, she
that
does.
is her jam.
jam.
So she put a lot of landscapes in there very intentionally, I think, thinking, oh, if it was me, this is what I would
That's
want.
right.
And I think Nationals had gained somewhat of a reputation for, oh, it's all illustration. Because I feel like the first couple of years, it really was heavy on illustration.
'cause I like them.
And, right, we all like them.
Yeah.
And then I feel like we were trying to circumvent that, like maybe expectation a little bit of
Right.
people that it would be a lot of flat illustrations. So thus the idea of like, okay, let's incorporate a little
Right.
more landscapes.
Exactly. Though I thought this one with the colors of it, I thought it was going to be harder, but people did a great job.
Yep, we had a lot of debate about, is this too hard? I don't know. And actually, I thought the Savannah Street one looked like it was going to be hard, and then people just killed that puzzle. So
I mean, these people are good at puzzles.
they really are good at puzzles.
Like Too Fast, Too Furious there. They're almost done too.
But yeah, I think we've tried to keep it somewhat even. I think it's so interesting because going into individual prelims, I think the one that really stood out was D, where we were worried that, oh, that's probably going to be like where people are like, why, you know. But I didn't really hear that much from puzzlers.
Would you like to?
No, but I mean,
I did that puzzle.
Really? Okay, so Rob, give it to us straight.
I mean, I have to say that, you know, I complained last year about puzzle selection because, like, you guys work hard to create a puzzling environment that sort of steps up from a sort of local event. And I happen to have gotten in my preliminary round, the edge that is all flowers.
Oh, geez.
And
Yeah.
for a mediocre at best puzzler like myself, the edge is a thing you really want to be able to do and sort of accomplish. This year, the puzzles were hard, but I felt like I was moving the whole time,
Nice.
which was
Okay.
great, right? It was more a reflection of my speed, my skills, that, you know, I'm not an elite puzzler, but I felt like I was doing stuff the entire
Yeah,
time, and that
right.
felt satisfying.
Right. Yeah, it's like when you're in traffic and if you're moving slow, but you're not stop and go, you're happier.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
The Puzzy Cats.
The Puzzy Cats.
Love it. The Puzzy Cats. Yep.
By the way-
Holly, Kate, Lydia, and Alexander.
Yes. I was just going to compliment Too Fast, Too Furious. I think that was the one that was on there. They had the puzzle tracksuits. Have you commented on those?
No,
No.
my jaw literally
Oh my
dropped
God.
when they showed that.
Yeah, they have puzzle tracksuits. At first I thought it was just tracksuits, and then I noticed a little puzzle piece on it.
What?
And it's
So
it's
we're gonna have to
gold
change
on the back. They have
It's
They have gold insignia on the back.
I've been pushing for tracksuits for the whole board for years, and it's not gone anywhere. But I do like our kind of more classy look now of blazers and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. You know, you want to be classy.
I mean, you know, I like a good.
Well,
puzzle
Allie, you're outdoing all of us with like dresses every day and homemade like puzzle accessories here.
right, that's
She's
right.
rocking her puzzle
You know,
piece
from
necklace.
a distance, I was looking at your necklace. From a distance, it just reads as great jewelry.
Oh, thank you.
And I only just saw, like, when you came up here, I was like, oh, look at that. It's also puzzles.
It's puzzle pieces. It's a puzzle that's at home missing these pieces right now,
Yeah,
actually.
And I love the ring.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, this
Yeah.
is what I've come to expect.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. I gave a ring to each of the board members, and they all.
We spent like 5 minutes trying to get them all connected while they were on her fingers.
Yeah.
And then we were like, this isn't working.
We're like, this is maybe not like the best method to do
Sorry,
this.
I forgot to wear mine
That's,
today,
I
Allie.
cannot
so please
believe
forgive
you.
me.
That's all right. By the end of the weekend.
28. Who is
To
this?
Puzzle Gators.
Nice.
Oh, look at that
Megan,
solid
Amanda, Mallory, and
strategy.
Kathy. Nice job.
Don't worry about the top. Just go.
Oh, yeah, here
just
they're,
go.
they're just like,
There
okay,
you
get
go.
that out
there
of there.
you go.
Yeah, and this is where you
Oh, she smiled.
you need to remember to practice these things as
That's
well.
right.
Like it can be really hard when you're doing teams to practice like those little details, the transitional details. You got to do it, and because you have to.
Oh.
Like there's important things that actually work their way through, like that you might mess up as you go. So. Having done it a few times, having muscle memory, working through the kinks, super important.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It sometimes gets neglected a little bit because not all team competitions have this element to
Right.
it. And so I know even our team has sometimes neglected practicing this. We're very good. We have an entire protocol for opening, but for the transition, our protocol could use more.
Yeah, ours in this last round, we haven't really practiced a transition. So I speak from very recent experience where it was sort of tri-folded the puzzle and then it was shoved towards the box. And many of the pieces made it in the box. Many of them did not make it into the box.
Yeah. Well, like I say in the intro, like not every last piece has to make it, but don't slam it on the floor because that has definitely been asked of us before.
Right. Here's the thing. If you have rules and you have people who are really competitive, competitive people will try and find the advantage in
That's
the
right.
rules.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion. That's not cheating. That's taking advantage of what the rules say. But that means that you have to write very specific rules.
Yeah, this is what I've been saying, that like the longer standing sports have way thicker rule books because everyone has tried to take advantage of the things not written down.
Right. One of the things I like about Formula One is that part of the process of that sort of racing league is that people will hunt those gaps. They will hunt the gaps in the rules and they'll try and exploit the gaps in the rules.
Yep, exactly.
No piece left behind, table 44
Love
here.
it. I just to let you know, Allie graciously said to me, "Val, have you gotten to see the exhibitors?" And I was like, "No." Because I never get to leave. I'm going to run away just for a little bit, Rob. I hope you don't take it personally.
Wow, I waited all week for this.
She was
I know,
like,
that's what
only have me with him for a few minutes and then I got to get out of there.
Val, exactly. Val's like, I'm going to say a word. When I say that word, Allie, you come and rescue me. I'm going to wander
No,
away.
but it's like by the time I'm done, everybody's done for the day and they're gone and I don't get to see anything. So Allie's just going to fill in for me for like 10 minutes while I go buy things.
Yes.
And then I'll come back to join you.
Grab a swag bag and fill it with all the swag.
Okay.
Remember,
I didn't do that
we
yet.
have like 30 pieces
I
of
don't
swag
have
down
time
there.
for that because I want to be back to see it finish. And that's going to be probably like
It's
15
gonna
minutes
happen
from
fast.
now. So I'm not
All
going
right,
to
I'm not going to hold you up. Go.
But yes. Okay. Thank you.
Ready, set, go.
And while Val's doing that, one of the things that does remind me to say is that, like, not only I was complimenting you guys on what a great job that you're doing here in terms of the entire event. So having like both a major competition going on, a fun set of competitions and panels going on, but the conference or the vendor area that you guys have put together downstairs is so nice. It is like there's some great vendors, some Atlanta specific ones. I understand.
Yes, we tried hard to make sure we represented. We have both vendors, puzzle vendors, and also puzzle artists from the area as well. We really wanted to represent. It was really tricky with the puzzles for the competition. We wanted to represent Atlanta even more, but it was really hard to find what we could for representing local artists, and so we had that artist alley that we added to try to do that.
And then an amazing giant like free puzzle area, like go down, practice, just work on a puzzle on your own. Faith came pick me up and said, you got to go see our downstairs area. And you just come in and it opens up in front of you like some sort of wonderland.
Yeah, we even added the virtual reality puzzling. That one happened about like 2, maybe 3 weeks before the event. That one got tacked on just in time. But we're so excited because that area is so gigantic. We were worried if it would be too big for the puzzlers, but it's working out great. So, but yeah, we have a couple things on our plate in addition to commentating. So
Yeah, I can't believe that a group of 5 folks with hundreds of volunteers, like 200 volunteers, pulls this together. It's very impressive.
Yeah, it's we're very pleased with how it turned out and all the help that we got to do everything. We recruited so many people, and they've all just been stellar because puzzle people are great.
Now, we were just looking at the benches, and I'm not sure. I think this is Alice and Kelly's team, table 2. Yeah, so this is
Jessa, Alice,
Jiggernauts,
Hannah, and Kelly.
Right. And one of the things that is great about this is that in the last shot and in this one, you can see they pulled out all the bright colors, and everything else on the left is some shade of like this kind of grayish brown.
Yeah, brown. Yeah, exactly. Right. It's interesting at their table. I see this is something that teams always do it differently. They have theirs rotated the way that the puzzle is on the table.
Box. Yeah.
Whereas our team doesn't do that, which you could maybe argue. And this table too here, this is I don't know these guys. Jasmine. Oh, Jasmine, Jennifer, Andrea, and Allie, it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, table 3, this is we're not just a flock of geese. And they've also got it rotated that way. So maybe by me being here, I'm learning some things for our team when we're competing.
Yeah, it is one of those things as well that you have to practice. Like I say this a lot, apparently, that practice actually is important when you're putting together a competition. But if you are used to seeing the box sort of sitting face up, like the regular way that you would see a box, your brain does the interpolation for you, right?
Right.
And so as soon as you move the box sideways, somebody's got to have to work like extra hard. What it helps is that you're not people aren't working upside down as much, right? But it does throw people because their brain is so used to rotating that from the regular one.
I think you're right. Like for me, that I think is harder than working upside down. So it's kind of funny. But and this is table 79 finishing up here. Yeah.
So I think we're at the point where we're seeing a lot more of these people finishing up, people moving on to the next step.
Right. Oh yeah, and table 3.5 men here. They're still working on the 1,000 piece.
Right, and look how much they have together.
I think you're exactly right about here are the colorful parts, and then here's all the dark gold.
Right. I guess I'm mildly surprised by how much red they're able to pull out. I haven't seen the pieces close up. Maybe I should look at them. And here there's sort of the long shot of them. You see, this is probably coincidence, but you see the area in front of Connor is the area that is most done. I'm going to go give Josh a hard time later.
I think he might have the easier area in front
absolutely.
of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
There's another team working through their first shot at it, and it's interesting. Okay, so the grays are where the last pieces are netting out here in the rock area. Not surprising on that part.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of nice to actually see this. I haven't gotten a chance to actually see this puzzle up close until really just there. And I can see now, like I said, I thought it was going to be a little more difficult than it has been. And now I see why. There's a lot of really kind of different textures and things like that. And there's a lot more gradient and things to help differentiate the pieces more than I thought.
And are you looking for like 30 minutes or for a sort of middle team?
That's a good question. Honestly, our goal is everyone finish. And part of it is really just kind of these are the puzzles generally that we have available to choose from. And so it's really sort of like generally we're thinking for teams, whatever are the hardest puzzles go to teams because we want to make sure that we're not doing something too difficult for solo or pairs and teams can handle the most difficult, right?
Right, but with teams, I imagine you also have to look for things like, can this be done? Can this be divided, especially in the early puzzles? Can this be divided amongst 4 people? You look for like projectable things, or are you just like, good? This seems hard enough, and good luck with figuring out how to approach it.
It's really kind of a process of elimination. It's sort of really like I was mentioning earlier. Oh, I guess as far as like we try to find images that are easy enough to be done in that time. Yes, because I guess this is a stock image and not necessarily the artist images we have to choose from.
And this is this year you're doing 500 and 1,000 for teams, as opposed to last year was 2,000s. Is my remembering that correctly?
500 and 1,000 for prelims, but in the finals it'll be 2 1,000s.
Right.
Yes.
So one of the things that I loved about this shift of gears for you guys is that for teams like mine who are not world class, we're not national class, we're not even state class. Like
You're high class.
We're high class. That's right. We're classy in a different way. But it is very satisfying to knock out that 500-piece puzzle.
Yeah.
Right? Like to get in there and rip through it. We finished ours in like 30 minutes, and we were like, that was fun, right? And that's, you come
so
here
good
to be
to hear.
challenged, but you also want to have a good time. And that first puzzle, having the 500, I think was an amazing choice.
Yeah, I've heard some additional feedback from others on that, and it's so great to hear that. Yeah, it's just a little less of a slog, a little bit better than the original three puzzles. It was 2 1,000
pieces
and a 1,500. But we were also going off of the Worlds format at that time. I think Worlds had like an 8-hour. I think it was 8 hours or something like that for one of the very first Worlds. So.
Yeah, and I can't remember, but I think there were 3 finishing teams that year at Worlds, or fewer.
With the 8-hour one.
It was the post-COVID one. Is the one I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, you're talking about my first Worlds when the 1,500 piece was the New York skyline with just black sky. And then just snow on rocks, and that was about it. Yeah, there was one team that finished that. Yeah. So we've come so far, and we've learned a lot about what piece counts are good to start with, right?
Yeah, and everybody's got their hands in on this one. That sort of end flourish, for people who've listened to me talk before, is one of my favorite things. These guys are doing it in a very tempered sort of way, but when there's a bunch of hands in there all trying to get those last pieces in, like it's just a little burst of adrenaline. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's one of the great parts of doing a puzzle as a team.
Right. But yeah, it can be tricky. You really have to kind of be mindful about that. Like our team sort of has, so many teams have shorthand, and this is a part where we have shorthand where we're kind of like, watch your hands, or I think we just say hands if I'm not wrong, or like don't crowd, like basically like unless you are ready to put that piece in for sure, don't have too many hands in there. So, oh man, so we're seeing 3.5 men again, and it is looking like they're filling in the one side, but those seats, this is what I thought I saw. The red and the gold for the seats on the left side of the puzzle are going to take a little while.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, this is a very stark contrast left to right on that puzzle. You don't see that in a lot of puzzles. Usually, especially with a team, everybody's got a project, everybody's working in a different part of the board. But with this one, there's a very clear delineation on the things that we think we can accomplish fairly well, the things that we'll have to work on really hard on the left.
You know what's interesting, though? I feel like teams take different strategies with a puzzle like this, where some will say sort of like, okay, we're going to work on these areas, and like you work on that really hard area. Some teams like to strategize that way. I know that our team kind of learned, we call it co-puzzling. Like obviously we're all already co-puzzling, but take that really difficult section and let's work on it all together, because I think the motivation that comes with it, and kind of like you can be pointing out more obvious things. It just, there's a lot more like cohesive.
Right, it brings everybody into the same focus.
Right,
so
exactly.
You've got 4 brains trying to solve the problem rather than just 1 to 2 brains.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the left side of the puzzle does versus the right side in terms of total time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and to see how the different teams kind of tackle it.
Yeah.
This seems to also, the rocks seem to kind of generally be ending on the same kind of part. Everyone's going to love all the dark, kind of gold and dark yellow that they got to do in this round, I think.
Yeah, we haven't had a puzzle yet where, like last year with the Fusa fish, when that came out and there was a gasp in the room. I've yet to hear an audible gasp in the room when the puzzles come out.
I agree. Though it was funny because the times for that were actually not that bad.
I think we all looked at it and went, oh my God, that is a bunch of orange and busyness. But almost to a person, everybody who got in there and actually did that was like, oh, okay, that was actually not so bad.
That was not too
so
bad.
I think it looked terrifying.
Yeah, I remember when we first saw it and we were like, oh, we have to give that to one of these puzzlers somehow. And so we were worried about it too. So it was really great to hear that it actually was better than people were expecting.
As opposed to was it the Jewel Jungle, which was part of the teams last year? I didn't hear anybody go, well, that was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be.
With those, we generally hear, love that puzzle, not for speed.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and we just had these guys here finish at table 60.
Yep. They actually get that puzzle off the board in a very nice sort of way. Yeah. There we are back with the betches. And they've tackled the right-hand side and getting, so they're doing a much more broad sort of approach. They have a lot of floating pieces in the middle,
right? Yeah,
which is interesting.
Yeah, because it almost looks like they're working on the left and the right, but I think that piece there is actually just belongs on the left.
The one that's to our left
on the
with the little green where Sarah's putting a piece in.
Yeah, we'll have to. So wait, you said that Sarah said this might be their last year for a while. Their last year for nationals.
That is what she said. Yeah. So Sarah and Lauren have both said that I think that Andrea's second child is coming.
Right. Okay.
And so that may put a stop to their activities for a little while.
She's gonna prioritize her family. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but people have different priorities.
I'm impressed how much she's been doing with baby number one. I know that I've seen some other teams where they really have to pause a lot more. So it's great that she's been able to do as much as she can. But it makes sense. She's going to prioritize a little family time.
Yeah, and that was the Jiggernauts there with a lot of stuff on the left ends and a good part of the bottom there going as well.
Yeah.
We're not just a flock of geese back with them, and they're looking really solidly left-right. So, so I think this is, my guess is this is not an intentional let's all focus, like maybe it is, and everybody has that same strategy, but it feels much more like a let's do, like, because often what you're trying to do, correct me if I'm wrong, you are a much better puzzler and a part of a much better team, but you're often what you're trying to do is with any puzzle is get the easy things out of the way because it reduces the number of things you have to look at. Right? So if you can pull a green section out and you can put that green section out, now all the contrast of the colors that you have left over start speaking to you more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is literally what I tell people all of the time. They're sort of like, do you have a strategy you can share? And I always say it's a game of elimination. Like, do the easy stuff first. Yeah. The harder stuff gets easier. So exact same page as you.
Yes. Well, I probably stole it from you as well.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. I mean, I know that I heard some of this originally long ago and far away from Becca Taylor, so that's probably all part of the same community.
It's a pretty common strategy, right? But really, like, I think really recognizing that and focusing on things that way. Like, actually, our team has a strategy where I'll kind of call out, like, work on the least common color. As like a reminder, sort of like if you have 10 red pieces and everything else is black, like obviously work on the red first, get that out of the way. And so it's kind of a shorthand reminder to focus on like what do I see the least of that I can put together real quick.
Yeah. Somebody's got a good team of cheerers, probably have turned over their first puzzle.
I think so.
Here we're looking at the odd birds with Elizabeth Turtle McElveen, Jasper Lee, Jamie Mbabo, sorry, Jamie, and Kamala Lynn.
You went for last names. I'm impressed.
I have not learned better. I have not. I've just decided that I'm going to do my best and, lean into it. And
I like it. I like it. But yeah, the odd birds that we showed. Did you guys already talk about the fact that they're local and
We did not.
The odd birds are sponsored by a local puzzle store.
Is that right?
Yeah, and so it's really great that the intro video, I don't know if Val even did it necessarily consciously, perhaps she did, her and Mike that put that video together, but ending on the odd birds is a special nod to being in Atlanta because those guys are local and that store is local.
It is a beautiful moment that it ends on, though.
I watch it and I'm kind of like, don't tear up right now. You're about to go make announcements, but each time it kind of gets me. I'm like, it's so sweet.
All right, so here we're looking at Bacon and Eggs, which is a team from Portland that I didn't give a proper introduction to. So we got J.D. Armstrong, Libby Bacon, Maggie Kirkland, and Marissa Martin from Portland. So just wanted to make sure that we shouted them all out.
Represent.
Represent.
That's
yeah,
right.
and they do a great job. They're all super active in the Portland community,
Oh, great.
and so it's great to have them out here.
I'm not sure I've met all of them, but Maggie I have, and she's so sweet.
She's so sweet,
Yeah,
yeah.
I really like her.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw, but the person in the left-hand side lower corner, I didn't see who that was, but it was like, she's like, we're done with this one. Like, it's a moment, like it's a happy moment. There was some smiling.
That's right.
And so, again, like, I just love this approach.
Yeah, the kind of rejoicing of that.
Puzzles in Paella,
I like it.
table 84.
Yeah. I wonder if they've been to Spain for Worlds, because it'd be a very appropriate team name.
It would. Do you want to try tackling first and last names? Or?
Oh, yeah. Actually, okay, so we've got Carolyn Kuchmarski, Sarah Zimmerman, Robert Curtin, and Caitlin Bultemeyer.
Nice.
Crushed it.
Flippin' fast friends here. I don't know what table that is, but
Another one.
I like that there are two Get It Together tables right next to each other.
Are there really? Oh, I missed that. That's
97 and
awesome.
98.
I love it. Yeah, the puzzle team names, some of them are just so great. When Heather's been working on all of our registration stuff, and she'll kind of throw into our chat, like, here are some really fun names. And it's great, all of the creative names that people come up with.
Now this team has got different areas of work. Like, everybody's got a project somewhere. Like, you can see there's a person working on it on a board over on the left. There's a person working on their own space on the right. A couple other people are working in the puzzle. So this definitely looks like a team of assemblers. Although, you know, as the primary sorter on my team, it was challenging to do. Well, I can imagine this would be really challenging to sort, like, beyond the first few things, right? There's a
Right.
few easy projects,
Yeah,
and then
and then-
everybody just sort of needs to pick up some stuff.
Yeah, how does the 1,000-piece this abandoned puzzle compare to the previous round? Did you guys talk about that?
We didn't. You know, I need to actually remember what the other one looked like.
putt-putt.
Oh yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
so.
chaos. So, you know, if you like busy puzzles, like that was your jam. None of
Okay.
us are busy puzzlers on my team. So we looked at that and went, okay, this is a chaos nightmare. So there's some things you can do, but then a lot of it is pick and place. Like, a lot of it is like, you just need to look at a piece and see, okay, it goes over here.
Okay.
And so
So you think that one was a lot busier than this one?
I do now. Not having done the sort of seating in the box on the left-hand side there, it's not. I don't know how that's going to go, but that feels like easier to pull, easier to give to somebody who's maybe good at differentiating the subtleties as a project.
Yeah.
Or a couple of people like that. It feels. Like, if you've got if you have general puzzle skills, that seems like that
Yeah.
is more tackleable, whereas I feel like if your pick and placers are a little harder to find, because you have to have that you have to be able to really understand where a piece connects with a lot of different components inside of a box, and that's a skill that is or a natural capability that's just a little challenging to.
Yeah, I
like, not
agree.
everybody has that.
I'm not as much that. Luckily, on our team, we have Yvonne, who's really great at that skill. So we have our shorthand there is Yvonne Find. She's like staring down the puzzle box and is just really great at that pick and place. And so we'll kind of get stuck in. It'll be like, this is a really unique piece. This should be easy to find. I'm not finding it. Here, Yvonne. And she takes care of it. It's kind of great. But yeah, so would you say you would have preferred to have this puzzle over the one that you guys had?
I think as a primary sorter, you know, as a block and tackler of the team, I think that it would have been more to do because at some point, for, again, like a non-world class team like mine, you're going to need special capabilities to sort beyond a certain level, right? Because, like, you can go in and you can sort the big chunks, you can sort obvious projects out, and then you can hand them out. But some kinds of sorting really requires a person to be able to differentiate, and those are typically your assembler skills, right? And so if you've got to pull your assembler into sorting, then it doesn't feel like the right allocation of resources.
Right.
And so I would love to have had, I would have loved to. Both of these projects would have made me angry in different ways. So I don't want to say that I would love to have this project.
You would have loved them both differently.
That's right. I would have loved them equally differently. But I think this would have been more this would have kept like again your garden variety like me sorter busy the entire time. Whereas the last puzzle, you know, we got through about a third of it, and then there's nothing else to really sort out. Everything's got to be put exactly where it is.
Sure.
So we're like, anytime you're sorting by like, here is everything blue, like, as opposed to like, here's a obvious project that is a building or something like that.
Yeah.
You're sort of in a bad place. Oh, the bucket list puzzlers. So on the left, Evie Karen, the occasional co-host of Peace Talks, and Katie Dilks on the right, who I watched both of them do a panel yesterday on puzzling and psychology.
Oh, yes.
It was amazing. And I already know that Evie, who's now running around the table, is amazing when it comes to that. I haven't spent a lot of time with Katie, and it was jaw-dropping. Like, she just has so much knowledge and speaks from like a body that I was not ready for. And I was like, I just want to hang around with her more.
Oh, yeah. She is so great. I remember, I think it was maybe 2024. She mentioned something about, you know, hey, if you want a seminar about like the psychology, like puzzling psychology, stuff like that, that she would be interested, because that's, you know, her field of, that's related to her field of expertise. And so I'm glad that it finally happened, and I'm so sad I didn't get to attend it, but I'm glad to hear that it was good.
Yeah, and one of the things that seems like you guys are doing with respect to those is they're not being live streamed, they're not being recorded. So like they are a perk of being here.
Yeah,
right?
You be there or you'll miss out. We would love, quite frankly, to record them and or, you know, have them available another way so that we could watch them, quite frankly. But at the end of the day, we only had so much bandwidth to make that happen. So it's been a discussion point for many years. Maybe it'll eventually happen because we'd love to capture that. But yeah, that's so great to hear. Also, their team is so fun, having Gray and Kat and Michaela and Evie. All of them are really like OGs.
They are.
And I can still remember one of the very first virtual competitions we had, and Michaela was the winner. And I don't know if you've heard this story. She was like basically doing a yoga squat like on her table and puzzling.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that she likes to be on the floor when she puzzles.
She was literally like on the table in like a deep squat and puzzling and beat everyone that way. We were just like, who is this girl?
So there's the back of the Too Fast, Too Furious, see, like that.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to make friends and see. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice. Did you see the puzzle piece in the mouth there? Like it's the way with the teeth and everything, all the gap lined up as a puzzle piece. I love that.
Yeah, this is going the next level, and I deeply appreciate it. Thank you for doing that.
I need to go make friends with them.
Yeah, one of my first memories, what really made an impact for me in the first nationals that you guys did was I did some volunteering, and so was doing some judging, which I absolutely encourage everybody to do if you're ever coming out to one of these things. Judging is a great way of getting closer to the sport, but also like literally physically closer to the sport. Watching, because I watched Gray Rogers, who was basically doing some sort of weird yoga thing while she was puzzling.
Gray was too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
And I walked up to her afterwards, and I'm like, what were you doing? And E.B. Karen was the first time I saw her, first time I saw Yvonne, and just was mind blown at the level of skill that these folks brought to it. And being able to see it close up, fantastic.
People really love judging. It is really fun. It is fun to try to guess who's going to finish next. I don't get to do it as much now, but I used to go around. One of the Ravensburger guys, Joel and I used to walk around and try to kind of not actually bet, but sort of bet on okay, I think this one is going to be the next one. And it's so fun to be there for that. Wow. And so 3.5 men, it looks like they kind of got through that tough gold part maybe at the top, and things are starting to fill in a little bit. So I wonder if we'll see as people kind of get that section done, if things kind of speed up a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to be not impressed as one could be with what we're seeing here, because Connor had the tray over the puzzle, and I was like, oh well, they've got a lot of it looked like there was a lot of pieces left, and then he picked up the pieces and there was literally nothing under it that wasn't done already. So yeah, it's super impressive. It does seem like that area is going slower as we might expect.
Right.
So we're Team 77 here, which looks like that's the family that puzzles together.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah, and they're all huddled off into one side there, finishing up their first round.
Oh, yeah, they really are. Well, they're getting cuddly because they're all family.
India, Davian, Judy, and Perry. I
Nice
probably
work.
could have gone for the last names for all
Yeah.
these. I chose
Yep.
not to do the ones that are easy. That's the kind of
Because
person
they
I
make
am.
you think too hard about it. Yeah, you want the names that really everyone gets wrong all the time. When it's, things like Johnson, like, why bother?
Right, because India Efer, Davion Johnson, Judy Johnson, and Perry McDaniel used to be
Yeah.
completist about this. But it looks like they're getting the
And
last ones.
Let's see their reaction when they finish. Uh-oh, do they have a missing piece anywhere? Oh, no, she's
Nope,
just prepared.
she's just ready. All right, there we go.
Great.
Oh man, look at this! Look at the speed difference.
Yeah.
They were just like lackadaisically filling out those last few, and then they hit the
Oh,
hit the
wow.
turn.
Is this the Jiggernauts right
This
here?
is the Jiggernauts, yeah. Hannah Scott over there on the left.
Wow, they are caught up to, it looks like they're maybe caught up to three
They
and a half
really
men.
are. You know,
Wow.
one of the things I'm so excited about this year is the level of competition is so high that it is great to see that like everybody, like champions are forged here, have been for years.
Mm-hmm.
But the progress just keeps going and going. People are getting so much better all the time.
Yeah.
And so you see somebody up and coming and think of them as dominant, and other people just come in and rise to the occasion. It is so great.
If so. Yeah, well, and I think what we see often, or what we see sometimes too, is people specialize in different difficulties of puzzles and things like that. So it's interesting, these guys maybe slowed down a little bit on the darker part, and maybe Jiggernaut sped up a little bit. So it's never, I always think of, it's never over till it's over.
100%.
With puzzling.
Yeah, I love the Trisha. So wait, that was Leslie Richardson, Cosmo Smith, Rose Robinson, Nicole Pichette. Their team name is Macro Puzzle Refinement, which I love.
Yeah. And we have joining us right now. She will be joining us as soon
got
as she
this,
gets her
Faith.
headset worked out.
Hey, Faith.
Another board member, Faith Taylor, is joining us. And it's so great. We get to hang out because we never get to hang out, actually, when all of this is going on. We're sort of like, oh, hi, I haven't seen you all day. How you doing?
Hi, guys.
Hey,
What's going on?
Welcome to the table.
Thank you.
You've come at the very exciting time. It looks like we're in the sort of closing moments for some of the fastest teams, which seems very surprising. We're at an hour for, non-trivial
wow.
final or second puzzle here.
Holy cow.
And they're just driving through it. I don't know if you saw, but the Petches are making a lot of great progress there.
Yeah. Yeah, this 1,000-piece Faith is what we're on right now, and people are getting ready to. So it really is towards the end, and there's been this dark section that everyone's starting to kind of struggle through.
Yeah.
Right
that
there,
That's
yeah.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that looks very difficult.
And it looks like people are starting to kind of power through it.
Yeah.
So we see Jiggernauts here again, and they made it past that. It seems like there's a little bit of like a hurdle that they got to get over, and then it starts to speed up.
Tell me who's in the lead right now?
I think it's 2.5 men are in the lead.
You mean 3.5 men?
And there's 3 men and then a half man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are neck and
I'm here
neck
for
right
you,
here.
Allie.
Oh, thanks. I'm really tired.
No.
Yeah, they are really neck and neck. Oh, I'm so interested.
Right.
How-
But the Jiggernauts were catching up, or at least pacing along with them. So it's not an obvious given. It'd be great to see a split of those.
Can you guys? So I've been running around, so I always am listening for the cheering. But what happened with the first puzzle? How long did it take them?
What was the first puzzle? Was
Ooh,
it
it's a
about,
quiz.
like,
Can you do it?
15 minutes?
It's
again?
about 14, under 14 and a half. It's like 14,
right.
10 or something like that.
Which it was this landscape Faith that I thought definitely would be too difficult, and then they were under 15 minutes.
That's amazing.
You remember how much back and forth there was
There
about
was
those?
so much discussion about this puzzle, guys. So much discussion. We thought it would be too hard, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh,
So what do you think, under hour 5, under an hour 4? Hour 5?
yeah,
Do you think there are hard pieces left that might slow him down a little bit? It might. I'm gonna guess not. I'm gonna guess over an hour 5.
You're going to guess over an hour 5?
think
I'm
so.
going under. I always have to disagree with Allie.
Yeah, that's how we do things.
Yeah, because like they don't have a lot of large gaps. I know Jim Eakins likes to talk about the fact that like these are pieces that more or less are going to go into a place, right? You don't have a lot of like space around them where you're going to have to try and hit a bunch of edges. If you pick up a piece, there's only like 3 or 4 places that they can go.
Right.
So you can see that like the gap is the number of spaces that they have
it's
open
closing.
are closing
I
really
might.
fast.
Faith might beat me on this.
Wait. Can you say that again?
You might be right.
Yeah, we're under an hour 4 here, easy. Like at this point.
Yeah.
If Connor
It
uses
does.
Did you
2
see that?
hands, yeah.
Yeah, he's using it. He was looking right and placing left. So impressive.
Wow.
There we
And
go.
there we
Woo!
have it. An hour and 3.
Wow.
Wow. God, it's always so crazy watching his hands move.
So fast. I had the honor of puzzling with Connor at St. Paul Winter Carnival.
Oh yeah,
I just tried to stay out of the way.
Out of the way. That's what I was thinking as I was watching him. Just like, why don't I just get out of the way and I'll just let you do it and I'll just try to support you where I can.
Right, his hands move so fast.
Yeah, and here we got the Jiggernauts, and I think the 2.5 or 3.5 men. You guys got me saying it now. The 3.5 men, like they really deeply accelerated there at the end, and so like their pace just kept going up, which is amazing.
This is interesting though, looking at the Jiggernauts, kind of these last maybe 20 pieces. I bet we're going to see this often. It looks like those pieces must be pretty similar. So figuring out those last spots is maybe it's gonna kind of speed up for a while and then slow down at these last 20-ish pieces.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't catch. I'm seeing a number of stripes in the like lines in where the teams were doing it, and I didn't catch where those lines are. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, is it the lines of gold, and then also, I think it is the lines of gold. Basically, that gold, they just aren't going to be. They're not going to be happy about it.
No. There's a puzzle they have that's pretty similar to this, with this same exact theater, I think, with these lines. I remember doing it a few years ago. And yes, it was kind of brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be curious to hear what they have to say about this one and what their thoughts were. And it looks like the
Look at
Jiggernauts
Alice go.
have
Yeah.
maybe, 10 pieces or so left?
Yeah, there's a second tray there,
Coming
so it's
into
kinda hard
close
to see.
here.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody's all up in everybody's
I love
business.
it. I love it.
This is where we say, don't crowd.
And there we go.
There it is.
Nice, well done.
There we
Just
go.
over 105, just a couple minutes behind. 3.5 men. Well, 3 of them.
There are 3, yes.
All right, now we're back to the bucket listers. That's Gray Rogers front left, E.B. Karen front right, Katie up in the back left.
Yeah, and they're so interesting. Oh no, I'm looking at the puzzle differently. I was like, oh wow, they kind of worked on all over the place. No, it's the dark part that's left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Michaela Keener also in there, back right. I do love EB's pants. I feel like EB is always bringing some brightly colored pants.
Yeah, just got to brighten the room.
She's bringing the joy.
Yeah, this sounds right.
And it looks like Gray on the right is creating projects, just pulling some pieces and then putting them on the tray that EB's then puzzling out of.
Yeah, and then we've got the betchas in the corner there. And let's see, do we think that they're are they evenly matched here? It's a little tough to see the entire puzzle.
Maybe it's just the orientation, but it feels like there's a somewhat different, maybe it's the same, I was going to say spread of where the pieces are.
I think under
I think they are
the
the same.
tray of
Katie. No, that's Michaela.
the bucket list puzzlers,
Yeah.
under that tray, it's hard to see if there's pieces that are missing there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it seems like that. Is that part of that curtain on the right side there? That purple curtain? Let's see that. Oh, it's gold. Yeah, that's why. There's the purple curtain, and then right next to it is a gold piece. So you have sort of this like L-shaped
Right.
absence of pieces, and it's because it's gold.
Yeah, that's it. We were talking about it just as the competition got started. That for me, that gold area, that busyness would have been very challenging. And so I'm glad to see that really elite level puzzlers are also finding that relatively more challenging.
Right.
Are you trying to say you're not elite, Rob?
He called himself. He said not world class or state class. I said they're high class.
High class. We're high class puzzlers.
They're high class puzzlers.
Not world class, high class.
Doesn't matter where you are. That's good class.
So
Sounds like we had some finishers of the first puzzle.
yeah, piece de la resistance here.
What I'm really excited about is hopefully we at least have everyone finish their first puzzle, because sometimes that doesn't happen at nationals, but by it being a 500-piece puzzle, I feel like there's a better chance of at least everyone coming away having completed at least one puzzle, right? Because that's the toughest if a team doesn't get through even one of the puzzles.
How did that go with the first round?
It's a really great question. I'm not sure.
If only there was an organizer around here to
If
talk to.
only someone was paying attention. No, really, it's always so tough at running around in 17 different directions. I rarely know who. This is the most I've gotten to see what happened all weekend long, and this is probably the most I'll get to see.
Yeah, same.
I was talking with Val, and she was like, I cherish the time where I am up here talking, because it means that nobody is talking to me
It's the
about things that
best.
need to get done. So
It's
this is
the
sort of the
best.
bulletproof area.
I was just talking to my husband about how all of this just makes me feel like I have ADD, because it's sort of like someone talking to me in my ear and someone talking to me in person and a text message coming in, and I was just in the middle of sending an email and printing something, and you're just like trying to keep one thought straight.
You think that's the only time?
Oh, I don't know.
Allie and I have worked together a long time, so we like to joke around a lot.
Yeah. We that's part of our friendship, is we give each other a hard time. Whatever.
It always amazes me just the difference, right? That people have finished and we've got minutes until the next group
Yeah.
finishes.
Yeah, you often see that where it's like, you've got like a little burst, and then there's some time, and then there's some time, and then it just sort of, you end up with this constant stream of finishers at some point. Yeah, it looks like maybe the Betches. No, we're looking at the bucket lister, or who?
We've got the bucket
Yeah,
listers,
the bucket
and then we've
listers.
got piece de resistance.
That's right.
With Shay Burkett, Christina Harwell, Megan Brucker-Hahn, and Melinda Schockler.
Yeah, pacing about the same, it seems like.
It looks like we may have, a handful of teams finishing close to each other. I feel like this might be one where there's it seems like I said, there's a lot of pieces that have kind of a similar look to them. So those last 20 pieces, I feel like it's going to get kind of a similar finish time for a lot of them. So it's going to get, it's for us as organizers, it gets really stressful, because you're sort of like, who's going to figure out where these unique pieces go quickest? It's kind of gets tough to tell with this kind of thing, I think.
I agree.
Back to we're not just a flock of geese here.
Yeah, that was them there.
They're making some progress there.
Yeah. What do you think of this puzzle, Faith? Is this, what are your favorite, I don't know anything about you. What is your favorite kind of puzzle? Is this one of it?
So the abandoned series are a little dark for me. So not,
I agree.
second tier, but I was really excited about,
Like dark, not physically dark, but like emotionally dark. Like they're not joyful. Is that what you mean? Or you mean like actually
sure.
dark?
both.
Yeah, all right.
That's true.
I do really like the cozy series that Ravensburger does.
Great. It's so great.
Love it so much. Throw in a cat and a cabin and
Oh my gosh. It's,
picture of a puzzle. I mean, I'm like happy.
well, because really you're just staring at an image and it's making you feel a certain way for a few hours. So feeling cozy is nice.
I also, I've decided that like those that can't do plans, so fast, but not this fast. So I've also been enjoying just the large format. So I feel like I could plug Ravensburger like all day because like I'm working on the RoseCon Six Portals puzzle,
yeah.
and I'm loving that.
Oh, I haven't touched
I got
it
to
yet.
meet her.
It's so
She's
great.
lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw back with the betches, but it was funny to see, like, Lauren just grabbed a fistful of pieces and just started to work through them. She's like, at the end where you're just like, I just need a stack of pieces to work through. I'm just going to grab part of the list and jump it out.
All right, and we've got 3.5 men joining us. Great job, you guys. How do you feel?
That
Tired.
That second one was so dark.
We were just talking about that. It's a little bit of a dark puzzle, huh? Yeah, we saw things kind of slowed down after that first half. How did you get through it? What stood out to you to get through it, or how did you just mentally power through it?
I think it was communication definitely helped with it.
Yeah.
I think working together did too. And the trades definitely helped with it because if someone wanted something, or they couldn't reach it, we could just send them pieces, and then they could have the puzzle right in front of them.
The trays. So you guys think the trays were helpful?
Yeah, switching places and switching which pieces everyone was looking at.
Yeah.
Just getting fresh eyes.
New perspectives.
As best we could. Yeah.
There was a lot of gold, but once you realized that it was kind of in an arc, a lot of it, or straight lines, it was a little more discernible. Plants helped a little bit on the, I guess, left side of the image. And then Connor did the chairs and much of the bottom, which I don't even know what that part of the puzzle looks like. So.
I did. So while I did the edge, Matt kind of started on this, and then after that, I kind of took over on this part, and then I pretty much did some of these. And
All of the masks and things on the bottom and the chairs. We've got our third place finishers, the Betchas.
And then I did the chairs, and then this. Honestly, even though it looks different, these blended in really.
Blended in with the gold.
The left-hand side, yeah.
Just so many gold pieces.
Yeah, it was sort of surprising to see just how starkly the puzzle came together. Like the right-hand side was nearly all the way done, and almost nothing on the left side was done. So was it like, were you saving that intentionally for later, or were you just kind of working your way?
Well, I mean, for us as a team,
We've got bucket list.
you got to ride your horse, right?
What are you saying?
Connor was in front of the bottom right, so the bottom right happened fastest. And
I did make that comment. I was like, you can see that all the completed pieces are right there in front of Connor.
so, I mean, if what helps us go fastest is feeding him pieces, I'm just going to sort until he's got enough pieces to keep him busy for a while. So.
Yeah.
Now,
I honestly, at first, I thought we would end with the chairs because I honestly couldn't get anything together. But then once I finished it, when I looked at everything else, I was like, okay, I'm happy that I didn't lick the chairs.
We just had the bucket list puzzlers finish, and right behind them we're not just a flock of geese. So congrats to those guys. Yeah, I noticed that towards the very end, I want to say there's like 20-ish pieces, and so you guys, like you mentioned, you kind of noticed the arc and then the lines, and I feel like I saw it speed up, especially as you got that top part, and at the very end, those last 20-ish pieces, it slowed down maybe just a smidge. Were they all kind of similar, or maybe I'm misreading that?
I mean, I think those curtains, there's just so much duplication there. You
At
really
the
couldn't
end-
tell one from the other. So.
Yeah.
At the end of the puzzle, they gave me like everything that had like a little bit of curtain, but not really the gold arc. I was like, okay, I think I need to build the gold arc first because I mean, I could get like 2 or 3 pieces together, but I couldn't do the entire thing.
Sure. Makes sense.
now, Josh, I was talking to you yesterday, and you said you guys hadn't practiced for a year since last year.
That's correct.
So how did you guys come together and pull this one out like this? Did you come back and do some heavy practicing
We
last day?
practiced Thursday night. We did 3,000 pieces.
Yeah.
We did 2 500s and 2 1000s. on a very awkwardly shaped table. Maybe that's the key. Make your conditions impossible for
Right.
practice, and it'll be easier in the competition.
That's why you practice hills when you're doing races. Yeah.
And we had terrible glare. The glare was so bad.
I think
Terrible glare. Oh, yeah.
right at the start, we did have to relearn some basics because of all that time, but I feel like we got into the swing of things pretty well, especially when we practiced again yesterday a little bit.
Yes.
We were never
Sounds like it worked.
good with trays last year, but I think we've improved.
Yeah.
So I think that's helped a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, how do you use trays like for folks who aren't used to using trays? How do you guys use trays in a way that helps you?
So I
Improve.
will sort onto trays and hand people a tray, and then they'll dump it in front of them if it's near where they're working, especially Connor and Matt working at the top. And then once there's like space not to sort on the like table, I'll put them on trays and keep that, and then we can hand the trays to someone.
Wow.
The 500 was a logistical challenge. You're just not used to doing it as teams, right? Like we had to continue to move the puzzle because we start in front of Connor and then it just has to slide. It like piece management is like something that has to be taken care of, right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Logistics matter, yeah.
I just wanted to point out we had the 404 error just finish in maybe 6th, 7th place. They're pretty high up there. Jessica Henderson, Colleen Dunn, Rose Barrett, and Nick Mueller. Congrats to them. I think they're really excited about that. But yeah, the piece management, that's really tough. So that's great that you've managed to utilize trays. I feel like that's kind of that next level up, right, of doing things.
So Connor, you're hearing all of these guys say, we're just going to feed Connor. I'm guessing that during your regular puzzling, nobody's handing you but like bunches of pieces. How do you like having this whole team of people like providing you extra support?
Sounds awesome.
It honestly keeps me focused because when I have like a lot more, I know they're going to be putting in a lot more pieces. And then like if I have the border done, they're going to find, once I'm done with the border, they're going to have like these big chunks done. And then they're going to move it in. And then I just feel like that's better just because that when we move it in, we can build more around it.
Yeah. It sounds like a dream. You need to teach me to puzzle as fast as you so I can just have my team just give me pieces. Here, assemble. That's pretty great.
Can 3.5 Men make an official nomination for every team's race to start with a 500?
I've heard so much good feedback about this. I think it's being heard for sure.
What about finals?
Fine, we'll just switch it really quick. We'll talk to Rob, see if they have enough of something else. Yeah, see what we can do. But yeah, we've heard some really great feedback about that, which has been.
Well, it's for a team. It's a sprint, so it really gets your like adrenaline
That's a great
up
point.
and focused, and you get like a finish quickly, and then you're going through the 1,000.
Yeah, which helps you like potentially get through what might be a lull in the transition. Although
Right.
I feel like transitions are maybe an opportunity to sort of rekindle some energy anyways. Is that
As
true
long
for
as
you
you
guys?
don't put pieces on the ground, which we're pretty notorious for.
Do you guys practice the transition?
Yeah.
A couple times.
Do you mean,
but
have you ever
maybe
practiced the
should practice
transition?
transition a little bit more.
I mean, just as FYI, it might be useful.
For sure, it would be useful.
So Allie kept saying 2.5 men. I'm just kind of wondering what she was excluding there.
Probably me.
Well, the three of us make up the half.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Kyle.
And Connor is
3.
2. Yeah. Oh, that's really great. That's excellent. But yeah. Yeah. Well, I think if we have no more questions, we'll let these guys get on,
Hope to see you
head
again.
out.
I have some suspicion you may do well.
don't
Good job, good work.
And yeah, thanks so much. We'll let you guys go and, rest a little bit. Maybe no need to practice. We've confirmed. So don't worry about that. You're good. And then we'll see you. We'll see you for the next one, I think.
All right.
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks so
it.
much,
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. So Val's been staring at me evilly the last few minutes.
Yeah.
You'll be happy to know she's coming back.
She's coming back.
She's coming back.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, she can take over for me here because I'll go rest my voice a little bit. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'll head out too.
All right. Welcome back, Val.
What did I miss?
Nothing. No. Literally nothing happened while you were gone.
I know what happened while I was gone and I was downstairs. I spent an unreasonable amount of money on puzzles just now because I was on the clock. I was like, well, I don't want to take too long. So I was literally like just running from booth to booth, shoving just armloads of puzzles at people and being like, yeah, I'm going to get these. It's ridiculous. I don't know how I'm getting it all back to my hotel later tonight, but I appreciate, Rob, your consummate professionalism in adjusting to two, I don't know, sort of unpredictable co-hosts in Allie and Faith. I don't know what those two.
I don't know. They're pretty spectacular. You might be replaceable. I wouldn't have thought
That's true, actually. I should be more careful about who I let on this thing, or I'm going to be out of a job.
Exactly. Yeah. It was. We saw a pretty spectacular finish. I don't know if you got to catch any part of that because there's screens downstairs. But
anybody who has watched me over the years knows that even when I'm away, I can't help myself, and I was looking at it downstairs while I was shopping, and I did see, but obviously this puzzle a little harder, right? Because they didn't finish in under the hour, so took them a little longer.
Yep. Yeah, they definitely had to work some parts a little harder than I think that they may as a team be used to.
What's the feedback you're hearing? Is it a little darker in person? It's looking like it on camera, like it's a little darker than it is on the box, which is pretty much the standard, right? We kind of come to expect it's always going to be a little darker.
Yeah, just because of the sort of nature of printing. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, Karen Puzzle's team is killing it.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Eat Our Puzzle Dust just finishing. That's fantastic. That was Trisha, Kieran, Jessica, and UN. So congrats. Under an hour and a half. Admirable. And we have some new guests at the table joining us. Our second place team from this round, the Jiggernauts. One of the OGs for 2025. There's a lot of teams that switched it up, but you are all like last year competed as a team, and here you're back this year. How are you feeling after that round?
Great. Good.
We're
making it seem like we don't feel good. No, we're feeling very good. Yeah, we're relieved. I feel like we're all a little warm. That was just flushed. It was intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you like starting off with the 500 puzzle?
Good for the prelims.
Good for the prelims.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Get a win under your belt pretty quick. Transition off to the next one.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the first puzzle? Like, how did you guys approach that?
Jessa had feelings.
I did the sky. I loved it.
She was so happy.
The camera switched over to you guys, and you had sky done almost immediately.
I don't think we got to see anybody assemble the sky because by the time the cameras got to it, it was like everybody was done with it.
Yeah.
We
were all just avoiding the rocks at all costs, I think. And we were like, I guess we have to do these now.
Yeah. But even the rocks had some nice breakout points, like you had the kind of orangey rock section. Yeah. You had the waterfall in the line section. I don't know. We were a little worried about this, but then you all kill it.
Fine.
Immediately.
It's a 500. It's fine.
It's not bad, right? Are you surprised to see so many landscapes? Because we don't usually do a lot of landscapes.
I think I was a little surprised to see this one.
Yeah.
What was the 500 earlier?
Was it
buildings?
Yeah.
The buildings. Yeah.
Yep.
So then you transitioned over to this one. What was your thoughts when this one came out?
Ooh.
Pretty dark.
A theater. Yeah.
I think it's similar to the first prelims. You're wondering if there's going to be something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty dark.
Oh,
a lot of dark red and a lot of gold.
A lot of gold.
We were all trying to be so selfless. We're just like, oh, do you want to do the gold? Oh, no, you do the gold. We're just like passing the gold around like no one wanted to do it.
We all took a good chunk of it.
Yeah, we all took our time, like our turn, but man,
Yeah,
it was
'cause
like, no thanks.
It switched over to you guys, and they're like, oh, look, all the colorful stuff is done.
Yeah. Yeah, Alice did all the greenery, which
That
was
was a good sort.
tough.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, we all did our part.
Yeah, you knocked out the balconies. I was afraid of those.
Like if I see another red curtain.
Yeah, because everybody seemed like we saw many people. I think you guys might have been less so. We saw many teams approaching it where like the right-hand side was basically done, except for like a little bit of the gold arch, and the left-hand side was entirely not done.
Yeah.
So were you guys like pushing that off intentionally, or
No, we were trying to work on it the entire time, and it just took that long, I think, for it to click. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it was good. I think we're really happy with how our times were and excited for 2 1,000s. I don't know. The 1,000s are easier for 4 people, I think, to tackle and not get in each other's way. So.
Yeah.
anything that you're looking forward to in the next round? Like any puzzles you guys would want to see?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Anything you don't want to see?
You can tell me. I will keep it straight. I am not going to make a single expression. I will be
Just keep saying words, and we'll look at Val's face and see if she reacts.
I'll take more sky. Fur. That was fun.
No to fur. No to fur. Yes to sky.
Yeah.
Kelly,
Alice, what?
I'm like, blink, blink, like staring at the wall.
No, something fun. I mean, we want it to be challenging.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's the finals.
It's the finals.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think to ask this, and I don't know why. You ask it all the time on the podcast, Rob. Favorite puzzle, and I don't mean favorite. I'm gonna get more specific. But do you have a favorite puzzle from competition that you look back on and are like, why can't they all be like that one? Like, is there one that comes to mind
That
for
was
that?
really fun.
I feel like I have the easy answer of Air Balloon Valley.
Because that was your breakout.
Yep.
Her breakout moment.
That'll always hold a special
Shout out
place
to
in my
Nathaniel,
heart.
yes.
We love Nathaniel.
Yep. I hope
I have
he's
a weird
on
one.
here.
Mine was the mandala. I just really loved that puzzle. That's torture.
Which one?
The mandalas.
The mandalas, yes.
I mean, they were beautiful,
Yeah.
right? But
once you
challenging.
got the hang of it, starting
true.
from the middle and working out, it worked. I just really loved
It did feel like that was a puzzle of little micro epiphanies along the way where you're like,
Yes,
oh
right.
my
Oh,
goodness.
that's how it works.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay, I get this. Oh, okay, I get this. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I never had that, but that's what I hear people say.
I liked the sushi one 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's random. That was my
That was fun.
my solo prelim. I thought it was fun. I liked the green. I don't know. Yeah. It was like a puzzle that gave me a little bit more confidence. So
Nice. Favorite for you, Jessa?
you said sweet street.
I do like Sweet Streets from Demelza.
Oh, yeah.
The pairs
Yeah.
is my first year at nationals and our first time as pairs, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
I also like Cherry Blossoms from last year.
Yeah, I
Wow.
feel like everybody hates on the
I
cherry
liked it.
blossoms.
I
but
liked
it wasn't
it.
that bad.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I feel
Alice.
so validated by this.
There's 2 of us.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're
because
welcome.
I thought that was a great choice.
was.
And hardly
It was.
anybody likes it.
No,
I
I
always
liked it.
feel like it comes up in the context of, well, at least it's not the cherry blossom.
That's funny.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Was there anything that you guys were practicing specifically in advance? I imagine you were practicing specific artists. Were you guys practicing? I guess maybe that's the first question.
The last time we puzzled together was last nationals.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little hard when we're like coast to coast to coast.
We are coast to coast to coast. So we reunited on Thursday, did some practices, and then last night we actually were practicing in the practice hall downstairs, which is lovely, by the way, like really nice tables,
Amazing.
lighting, everything. But it closed at 9, and it was like a hard stop, and we were halfway
Halfway
done.
through.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So we have video evidence of Alice and Jessa carrying the puzzle down the street
On a puzzle board.
on a poster
The poster board that's
to
floppy.
the Westin, where we put it on the floor in the lobby and
With the
finished.
wind almost taking it away
Oh, no.
a couple times.
Because we're like,
the
we only get to
escalator,
practice.
yeah,
Yeah.
obstacles.
Wow.
So we were determined to
I
finish
wish we
it.
had documentation of this.
Oh, I have it all.
Oh,
we
you
have
do?
photos, videos.
Yeah.
We had to.
And then we finished like in the dark on the carpet. It was a really sweet, like
It's a
team
good
bonding
memory.
moment.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about like alternative puzzling for competition formats.
There you
so
go.
maybe this is another like.
Move
Yes,
location,
move- yeah,
move
right.
to a different building. You like do
Take
a
the
quarter
puzzle.
the puzzle, run 400 meters.
Yeah.
With high rocks.
With the puzzle.
Puzzle relay.
Alice immediately, her athleticism kicks in. She's like, let's make it athletic. Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Love
think I've
it.
been thinking about this for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe it'll happen.
Well, speaking of, I don't want to get too far off on a tangent, but a lot of puzzlers this morning we didn't get to talk to on the stream after pairs because they all ran off to do another
We did
puzzle.
cobbled together,
So you
yes.
did. So what was that? What was the format of
The
that?
cobbled together.
Yeah.
It was a riot. So it was Alice and her dad were a pair, and then my husband and I were another pair. So everybody was in a pair with another pair at a table behind them.
Okay.
So you weren't sitting near them, and you opened a bag of 500 pieces, a 500-piece puzzle, and your pairs behind you opened another 500-piece puzzle, but you had the image of the other pair's puzzle.
Okay.
So we knew what Alice and her dad were trying to build, and she knew what we were trying to build, and you have to just kind of scream backwards at them what they need to know. And then when one team finishes, you're able to help without touching it. So
Okay.
we had so much fun.
It was a blast.
Yeah, and it was fun to I know my husband's here, her dad's here. A lot of people have spectators that are here. It's so fun that they've added these events because it really gives you a time to relax and just have fun and play around with puzzles and
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
that was the
it's
intention.
low-key.
So I'm glad to hear
big
that that's working.
positive feedback
Nice.
from people I've
I think
talked
from
to.
all of us.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love it.
I loved the format for puzzle chess where it was rotating. Everybody got to compete against 4 different people, and it was
Yes.
sort of I don't know if it was points based. I didn't do puzzle chess, but points based or times based. But it wasn't a single elimination, which seemed really nice.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's all been really awesome.
Elimination. If you won, well, I don't know what it was past the first round, but in the first round, if you won, in my part at least, you won 4 of your relays, then you automatically progress. And if you won 3, you might progress. I
Yeah.
don't know how they calculated that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Tiffany Medeiros because she's the one who organized
Yeah, that was
the puzzle
amazing.
chess
Is that right?
tournament. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I
she
heard
helped
so
with
many
that.
people say that it was really great, like a sort of quasi-social experience.
Totally.
Right? You get to
Yeah.
meet a bunch of new people and
Yeah.
puzzle with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
fun.
very cool. I mean, that's the thing is whenever we've had this, we've thought it'd be so nice to give people other opportunities to just get to hang out and
Yes.
puzzle and meet other puzzlers. So yeah, we're so glad that it's come together this year and we're able to
And
do
you
it.
got to keep the puzzles. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. At Cobble Hill, there's just a million puzzles that they've given away this weekend. I'm like,
Yep.
oh, yeah, it's awesome.
Well, in Ravensburger, they got stuff all over the place too. And I just came up from their booth and
I know I need to.
I got to do the
shark. They're
yes,
adorable.
I got to do the claw machine. They have a claw machine where I think you buy so much, you get a token, and then you can go do the claw machine, and you're guaranteed to win. So unlike me, who never wins at a claw machine, I actually won something, and I love it. It's a little sloth with a shirt that says "Fastest Speed Puzzler." But yeah, they have so many cute things. I mean, I played hooky from the stream, ran downstairs because I never get to see anything downstairs because I'm always doing this. And yeah, it was super fun. And Ravensburger has a big, beautiful signing area and puzzles out from all their artists for people to do. The Rose Cat Con puzzle, the big 6 portals, people are working on that all day. I love the big backdrop. I mean, it's so cool.
It is
like
cool.
a little
This venue is
Puzzler
10
paradise.
out of 10. It's really awesome this year.
It is warm in here today, though, and I don't know what that's about because it hasn't felt like that all weekend. It just must be because
the
it's
first
teams.
time I felt
all
it's
these
just more
people.
people.
Yeah, more people.
Great point.
I mean, here we're seeing, is that Oddbirds?
Yeah.
Yeah. The signature red and white shirts. Mm-hmm. I mean, still a lot of time to go. Honestly, they still have about 40 minutes to work on finishing up these thousands. I wonder, so a few people have asked, is everybody now at this point finished the 500? And I think we are there.
Oh,
Yes,
that's a great point.
I think so. We've got, well, unless there's 100 exactly, but there's 99 teams that have finished the 500
nice.
and have moved on to the 1,000. Another nice little side effect of adding the 500 is a lot of people are going to get to finish a puzzle, which is nice.
Yeah, we were talking to the 3.5 men, and they were talking about how the first puzzle sort of was a great sort of buildup of energy. Like they can sort of get through that. You kind of wind up. They get you get your sort of adrenaline flowing, and then that sort of sped them off into the other puzzle. Sounds like you guys didn't have that same experience.
I was happy it was done.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you?
I feel like the last part, like the last few pieces took like a while. So you're like ready to be done. You could feel the energy in the room like building.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I just want to finish.
Yeah.
But there was definitely some of that of like bringing that energy and adrenaline into the next puzzle.
Who we got here?
I know. I'm trying to see who this is.
I know. I can't.
If anybody on the floor crew can tell me who we're looking at right now, that would be great.
Yeah, but we're seeing we saw a lot of these kind of line stripes on everybody's puzzles. Like there's just like certain areas, like we saw some of them that sort of arcs off to the right-hand side where everybody seemed to have had the same gaps left.
Yeah, it's the dark this.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
And then this gold.
Area, the dark area underneath all of the
this right here.
box seats.
I didn't know there was binoculars. Interesting.
Right? I didn't know we were doing a theater.
And a rat? There's a rat? Who did the rat?
I connected the rat, but the rat was already like dead reckoned in place.
It looks new.
Yeah.
Never seen it before.
That's one of the great things about doing a puzzle in teams is that you get to experience it several times.
Yeah.
It's fascinating because I literally, when I try to think of like all the puzzles we've seen over the course of the weekend thus far, I don't really know what one I'm going to do first. Like I'm just sort of like, I don't want to sound weird, but I mean, I'm just so pleased. Like I'm so grateful to Ravensburger and Rachel for helping to pick out these images because there's just so many that I'm like,
I want to do all the solo prelims for sure.
Really?
We already did the A together this morning.
We did prelim individual A as like a warm up before our pairs race.
Yeah.
I think Atlanta skyline sticks out to me as one.
Yeah,
I'm
it
just
looks
like
fun.
kind of dying to do that sky. It's so pretty.
That was yours.
Jessa, I was like,
Oh no,
do
we
get
did
to
it
do
as
yet?
a pairs practice though, Kelly and I, before our pairs competition. It was so much fun. I took the sky, she took the buildings, and we met in the middle.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So fun.
One of the great things is about talking to like elite level puzzlers like yourself is that after I heard of some feedback from that particular round, people were like, the bottom part of the sky is a trap. And it's like not something that I usually think about. Like there are, like I've heard like various puzzles, there are places where people are like, you don't want to do that part because it looks exciting to do, but it's going to get you in, like it's going to slow you down. And so I heard several people tell me that the bottom half of the sky, that gradient which leads into all the buildings is a trap just because it sort of slows you down and keeps going. I'm getting a sense that none of you feel particularly that way, but it's really interesting to hear those kinds of things where like there's some things that that draw you in, that you're like, oh, but I shouldn't do that, right?
Well, you have vertical and horizontal lines with the buildings, and that can mess up your views. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Kristen Tuve was talking about when she won the Worlds that she did it on that the multiple tigers puzzle, and she was like, the tigers are a trap. Don't go there.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's things that I never think about, which are always great to hear about. Like, oh yeah, you guys are thinking like several steps in.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I can't do that because that's going to occupy my time.
True.
Yeah. Is that just hard learned? Kinds of things for you guys? Like, you just get in and you're like, okay, well, I know that thing
Will probably be last.
Yeah.
Like, I think we all knew the gold today. Like, it was, it felt like it was like half
finish
of
it.
our pile were gold.
Yeah.
And so we're like, Kelly, pull the gold. She's like, it's so much gold. Like, just pull it because then it made the pile smaller. Even though we knew we weren't going to tackle that first. So I think that would be an example.
Just brought out the distractions of it.
Yeah, it was super interesting to see that once teams like yourselves had pulled like all the colorful stuff, everything else was just sort of this muted brown on the screen.
Yeah.
It's half the puzzle is this dark.
Oh, not just on the screen. It was also like that on the table. It was.
Yeah, but like not having any of that shiny made it easier to pull out like
For sure.
little
Focus on
details on other
colors.
things that would have been
There it
distracting.
is.
Yeah.
Nice. Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh, have you
Nice.
seen their outfits?
Yeah, they're
No,
tracksuits.
I love
how they have the pants
Tracksuits,
as
yes,
well.
right?
Alice was saying we need the tearaway whatever pants.
We walk in and we rip off.
Yeah, yes.
Back to
Okay.
Sports mindset.
Right?
Yeah.
Can't
This is
escape
the
it.
drama we need. We discussed, and I don't think it's happening. We haven't
nice
had-
job baking an egg.
nice.
They have a hand jive.
That's
Someday.
JD on the right.
Yeah.
Bacon and egg.
Someday I want
wow.
I want the hallway with like
We like
the
it.
fog and the lasers,
music.
hype music, and everybody
Brute
like runs
force.
in.
That's a fun name.
Oh, that is a good name.
That puzzle had to be achieved with brute force. So.
That's a popular gym saying. They're just gonna brute force this.
Brute force it. Yeah.
Yep.
I also know what gym people say, having been to gyms lots.
Yep. Min did a really good Jim impression this morning.
Yeah.
While we were watching Jim and Andrea puzzle,
Okay.
Min was like, "Should I do my gym?" And I was like, "You have a gym?" She was like, "Yeah." And then
She
she
did
was
a
like,
gym?
"And we're getting in there, and look at them go." And she
Yeah.
just like, she just started with the rapid fire commentary.
That's
and I was
great.
like, "Min, like,
You're hired.
She's been
Yes,
around him
exactly.
a lot. Yeah. That's amazing.
it's pretty good. You'll have
I'm
to
gonna
check
have
that
to
out.
watch that.
Pair prelims. Yep. I can't do it. I just can't like my brain going
Like
that
flow
fast
like
to
that,
keep
yeah.
the flow
Yeah.
going. Yes.
Jim and I have a standing rule that we can only compliment each other once because otherwise we'll just get into it. And so it's taking all my energy not to tell people how much I love Jim. Like he brings the energy to an event like this
Yep.
that makes it feel like the sport that we all want it to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Like amazing. So
Yeah,
there's
he's
my one
awesome.
compliment for Jim.
Aw.
Now stop.
Stop.
Yes, exactly. So I definitely think tomorrow he's going to be excited because he's helping me out with the team final.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know if you've noticed this. I'm not going to do it right now, but we have the ability to draw on the screen like they do with like sports
really?
plays and stuff now. So we've been doing that a little bit here and
To
there.
point out, like,
yeah.
different areas
to
and
point
stuff.
out areas. And I told Jim, I'm like, well, I'll let you can do that. So, and he's just like, what? And he just like started jumping up and down like a kid in a candy store. He was so excited. So that'll be
Cute.
fun to see
Yeah.
Jim doing that on the live stream tomorrow. Yeah, we've really upped it. We got the overhead cams, we got the telecasting.
Admittingly.
Super fun.
Oh,
That is
because there
adorable.
is it Michigan?
Yeah, I think
I bet. Oh yeah, that's Kevin. Yeah, it is. That's Kevin Collins' team.
Yeah.
That's a cute team name, admittedly.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to everybody on that team. So it's Kristen, Lindsay, Kevin, and Cindy. Nice
You wanna go?
work.
Kevin, one of the great full-time volunteers behind the scenes, like full season volunteers that helps make all of this happen. Love Kevin. But also all of the volunteers that make the day of happen, but also the whole year happen.
Mm-hmm.
The number of people who are committed to making the USA JPA experience great for everybody is so impressive.
Yes, we love the board.
Oh,
All the volunteers.
Yes.
Everyone deserves the recognition. they deserve.
We love you.
I just refreshed results, and all 100 teams finished the 500.
That's awesome.
So everybody's working on the 1,000 now. And I just realized that the batches are standing off here to my right, probably just like, when do we get to come on? So as much fun as it's been talking to you, lovely ladies, I will
Thank you.
thank you very
Pass
much.
it off.
Yep,
Well
and we
done.
will see you tomorrow in the final, in the team final, and good luck. I didn't even know. Did the Betches even do well? I was gone.
Nah.
I mean, why are they coming over? I mean, did they actually end up finishing like third or something, or how did this work?
No, it's just habit at this point.
It's just habit.
You know the benches are going to be on here at some point, so it's really out of kindness.
Yep, they're just gonna join us for fun. Come on over.
Right here, you want to squish in? There we go.
So you can.
Yeah, why don't we all sit? We got it. All right, you get orange.
Okay.
Welcome.
Color coded this year.
Hey.
Yeah, welcome. So we have Lauren, Andrea, Sarah, and Dawn joining us at the table.
Hello. The batches.
Yeah, the Betches are here. So, how are you feeling?
Tired.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's a long day of puzzling
It
every
is a
time.
long day.
And this
Yeah.
is only 2. It's going to be back to back to back.
I know.
Wait, there's another day of puzzling?
Hard to believe.
Oh,
but
that's a good
exciting.
team.
That
Yeah.
is a good team. Yeah, here they are, everybody. We put the Betcha and You Betcha home state team for
Yep.
me. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Minnesota.
So we were talking. I think we're the
Represent.
longest consistent running team.
Are you? You
At least at the
probably
top.
are.
Yeah.
in the U.S.
That's actually probably
because
true.
everyone else switches it up, but we're
Right?
pretty. Yeah.
Honestly, maybe in the world, though.
I mean, that's
What
maybe
about-
true too,
what about
honestly.
Alejandro's team?
No, because they switch.
Okay. Maybe.
Yes, I have a great stat. And Rob, I stole this from you.
Oh, yay.
From Peace Talks. Out of the top 14 teams, only 4 are sticking with their original team members this year.
Wow.
It's the Jiggernauts, who we just were with,
Yep.
3.5 Men, who we were just with,
Yep.
Yeah.
Girls in Stemp, and the Betches.
Okay.
Hey, that really says staying with the same team might be beneficial.
I was just going to say, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
a weird coincidence that you all have been at this table today during prelims. What
Yep.
does that mean?
It also helps to live next to each other.
Yeah. For us, the location is great.
Can't beat it.
And it's fun too. We started a Minnesota Puzzlers Discord this year. So if you're not in it and you want to be, reach out to one of us. And so we had like 4 different people host puzzle days to prep for today, where it was just like open house, come as you are, like bring puzzles
Yep.
and just
Oh,
practice. So yeah, it was
It
really.
was like every weekend for the 4 weekends leading up to
Yes.
nationals. It was a lot of fun.
it's been fun.
It was really
fun to see it grow. Yeah.
So that was for the entire community?
Yeah, the entire Minnesota community. Yeah.
That is amazing.
I was so jealous because I'm in Duluth, a few hours away, and I would be like watching the Discord, and then Heather's like, "Hey, I'll come over too," and I'm like,
And we had snacks.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We do
I'm,
puzzle with snacks.
I'm
yeah.
just designing signs. Hope you guys are having fun. Like,
Oh, poor Val.
it's all fine, everybody. It's well worth it.
You just got to
No.
tell us and then plan to stay over the night or something. Have a puzzle
I
weekend.
am very excited that I'm going to puzzle with William at one of Sarah's contests in a few
yay.
weeks.
Oh, yeah. We
I'm
just,
coming down.
thank goodness, because we sold it out with William's spot.
I was just going to say, I talked to him like this week, and I was like, well, do we have a spot for sure? And he was like, it's like, maybe
sell
we
out
should get that. They do. Sarah's contests are no joke, man. Yeah, get in there. Ooh, another team finished.
Yay.
Nice.
Those are cute shirts.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Easily distracted by puzzles. Love it.
So what did you guys think about these 2 puzzles? So
Yeah.
we've been asking everybody, what do you think about the 500,000 format?
Love it.
Love
Yeah.
it, yeah. Especially for a preliminary round.
Yeah.
Sarah's shaking her head.
Always
You
the
don't love
voice of
it?
dissent.
Yeah.
Yes, always. Well, I mean, I guess maybe I just have a feeling about these puzzles.
Oh, well, tell us about your feelings.
I don't
This is a
want to
therapy
do them.
session.
I don't want to do them fast.
I see. That seems like a Minnesota nice way of saying.
That you didn't like it that much.
They're cool.
Sure.
We opened the first box. Sarah's like, all right, I'm sorting.
And I'm not putting any pieces in.
Yep.
I think is
I
what she
did
said.
put some in.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just have a little landscape PTSD.
Well, and then we heard, I think it was
Oh, God, yeah.
Jiggernauts open the second one before us, and we heard, oh God, it's so dark, and we were still on the 500, and I'm like, oh no.
Made the wonderful decision to look over.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And she was like, we're just finished this one. We're not going to talk about it.
I was like, everyone else, don't look. Don't look.
Yeah.
This is a bad accident waiting to happen here.
Yeah.
And then you dropped a piece.
I did.
And we couldn't find it.
I don't think I've dropped a piece in a long time.
Seems like a real rookie mistake,
didn't.
Sarah.
Yeah.
So I'm getting no, I did. I'm getting kicked off the team.
Oh my.
False.
It's been really fun, guys. But we're gonna have to put baby
gosh.
salad in.
Yes, I did want to set the record straight too. I am not pregnant with
Okay. Okay. Is that
our
a
second.
rumor going
But
around?
apparently, but yes, but speaking of sticking together, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
At least for the time being. Yeah, I am just gonna take a break from travel for
Oh,
the
yeah.
year. Yep,
Yeah. Well,
at
that's
least.
lovely.
But
Yeah.
we'll see. You never know. Like, yeah.
We're stopping trying to make Betch happen.
That's just not gonna happen. A dog.
dog. Oh my God.
That's a good
I've been seeing you guys having dogs on the live stream.
I've been cheating a little bit
good.
with the rules, and Mike's been sneaking them over here for moral support for me. It's
Val, we can't admit that on the live stream.
There's evidence out there now.
What if they're watching?
There probably are. I'm going to get kicked out any moment, right? I have to ask Dawn because I feel like, and I know, Dawn, you are typically, I like all the images, but is this one that's in your wheelhouse, this landscape?
One was a little better than the 1,000.
Yeah.
I really like the sky on that. Usually I'm not a sky person. That one
She crushed
felt
it.
Good.
Yeah.
Dawn did do the sky.
She had that sky
extremely
done in like
fast.
2 minutes.
We were talking about that, how we never got to watch anybody assemble it because by the time we went to them, it was done already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sky went so fast.
It went so fast.
Like the sky, the red, and then the rock.
Waterfall?
Yeah, the waterfall.
Dawn did the waterfall too.
On the lake. Yep.
I sorted.
I mean, this is not that dark, and it's a different color.
Yeah.
I'm
It
trying to
is till
sell
you have
on
all
it.
the pieces.
Andrea kept going, I want the white with the vein.
Yeah,
I was like, that's the whole thing. And then people kept asking for specific types of gold, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm guessing you guys have been seeing a lot of people, not to jump to the second puzzle, but ending on the golds with this second.
Yes.
I mean,
I think that's pretty universal.
Yep.
That it's
We
sort
did
of
a
like
lot of
these
trash
little
talking.
gaps.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're allowed to trash talk. That's what this is for, right? It's
We might
to,
have
like,
even trash talked the board member. It was
wait a
Heather.
second. I
It
gotta
was just
leave for
Heather,
that
and
part.
she was right there. She heard us.
Oh my God. But yeah, with the second one, it was, so Sarah wanted to sort again. But then, Lauren took the 2 chairs, and then I took the dress, and Lauren and I were talking about when you try to take like a big chunk that's really hard, you kind of have to punch through that, like.
That's my grandniece. Sorry, it's very funny. This is my family team, and then that's my brother and sister-in-law, my mom in the background.
Oh, that's so
cute.
sweet.
Love them.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
In the middle of your
Worth
comments,
it.
but yes, that was funny. My
to get a
niece's
close-up.
daughter was very much only convinced to come if she was going to get on the live stream, so that was a little bargain that we had made. So there she got on.
Mission accomplished. I love it. That's awesome.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But you were
Yeah.
talking about having to push through something.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
right.
So like with a big section like that, it's like when you're assigned that and you're like, okay, someone give me those pieces, I'm gonna try to do this. And you're sitting there and like the first 5 pieces are the hardest to get together, and you're like, somebody else should be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. Is trash. Like I'm not getting any traction. And then you kind of hit this like critical mass where then you feel it and you're starting to go, and it's like, if you're gonna tackle a big chunk like that, you kind of just have to accept, like, I'm gonna feel like a failure for a
You feel
for a
like you're
couple
not doing
minutes.
any of the puzzle for a while.
But then we were saying, like, when you have a group puzzle, someone's gotta be okay committing to that and just like, I'm gonna sit here in my little corner and I'm gonna feel like I'm not contributing at all, but hopefully eventually it will break. Oh, it's Katie.
This is a great
Yay!
team.
Yeah, I was just
I
gonna say
have
that
to give
I'm
a shout out to
team.
Noelle's friends who told her that I gave her a shout out on the other live stream. So shout out Noelle's friends.
I love it.
No, I love hearing just about how people sort of tackle different things. We used to talk as a team all the time. When you're stuck, move. Just move, do something else.
Yeah.
Like don't let it get you down. Like just try to work through it. Because you're going to go to another area and be fresh, and then you might have some success there, and it's going to really help.
But it's interesting to hear you say, like, I used to call it the trough of despair, where you're like doing a thing and you're like, oh my God, this
Despair
is
is a
the
good
worst
word.
thing
Yeah.
ever. But, we talk a lot about like moving, if you get stuck and slow down. So you're still saying, no, you got to live there for a while.
There's a little bit of a, like if you gave up right away, but so you kind of have to find that balance. And that also depends, I think, on your teammates too, of like, when am I going to make that call? And then like we talked about switching and Sarah's like, nope, I'm good. I'm breaking pieces, I'm getting pieces in right now. So it's like, all right, find someone else to switch with. And that's where, the communication is really
Don't talk to me. I'm
important.
doing a puzzle.
No, you're totally right. Yeah.
That tray
Yeah.
that this team has,
That's pretty sweet.
that's
like
cool.
The frosted with the
Yeah, it's frosted
clear
like
edge.
glass almost, it looks like.
That is fun. Yeah, we did not do trays this time. And
I was
At
going to
all?
ask about that.
Yeah.
We were good.
Having the full length of the table, I think, was good. But we debated a lot where to put the puzzle because you've got 2 pieces of the tag board, so it's like you don't want to straddle
Did you
that
already talk
because
about
you can't lose any
this
pieces.
tag board seams with other teams? What way the seam needs to go on your tag board?
Yeah.
Oh.
You talked about that already?
No.
we
I
haven't.
brought up that my team had to think about the tag board specifically.
So if you have tag board that's overlapping, depending on which way you're going to be pushing pieces to, you need to have the seam go over the side that you're not going to be pushing, or that you're pushing onto.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
That makes sense.
we learned that in the
very
first puzzle and applied that in the second puzzle.
And if you only overlap them a little bit, you can swap that. So we did that a few times.
Yeah.
And it was super seamless.
Oh, nice.
Hey, that's a fun
Lisa's
team.
Yep.
Oh, cool. The Connect.
So they must be from Connecticut if I'm putting the pieces
Yep,
together.
That's Lisa.
Wow.
We'll be here all weekend.
The whole team.
Do you guys keep like a list of puns next to you that like pull out?
No, but I do love
Yep.
all the
Scattered
creative
pieces. I don't think I've heard that team name before. That's a good one.
No, that is good. I wanted to give a shout out earlier, but we were talking with people, but
Yes.
the 50 Shades of Gradient, I love
Oh
that
my
as a
gosh.
team name. So
Hilarious.
Alyssa Zackler, her team, like that's a great name.
Hilarious.
I love that.
We also wanted to give a shout out to the film crew.
Oh,
we've
yes.
been, very
Really?
impressed.
Oh,
like the way,
good.
they're moving around. Sarah's been making friends with them all.
Have I? Just the one that was next to us. He was really nice.
Yeah. No, they are great.
Can someone make me one of these shirts that's on here
That's
right now?
amazing. I know.
Yeah,
Those
the
look
tie-dye.
amazing. How did they make them to be
What?
puzzle shaped?
I don't know. I'm not talented
There's
enough.
some really cool tie-dye people
Yeah.
out
That's
there.
really cool.
But if
I wanna
anyone
know
knows,
if there are any teams without matching stuff.
yeah,
And like
there's a few.
and like what's the percentage? 'Cause I feel like now every team has matching shirts or like
Yeah.
everything like that that's made.
Right.
Well, if you went to the psychology and puzzling panel, they talked about how shirts drive a sense of cohesion and actually improve performance. So,
I
a
like
little
that.
tidbit for everybody.
That's very smart.
Yeah.
I also want to just call out, this is usually how puzzling goes, is it's the 3 of us, and then Dawn is just over there doing the...
Doing the whole puzzle. No, you're doing the puzzle and we're all complaining about the puzzle.
stream of consciousness from the 3 of us, and then every once in a while I'm like, hey, Dawn, how you doing?
Sometimes you do some accents.
Yeah, it's funny because I've had both Lauren and Sarah on my podcast, Sarah a couple of times, and many times in doing research and having them talk about it, it's like, well, Dawn did this, and then Dawn did this, and then Dawn did this, and then Dawn did this. I'm like, well, what did you guys do?
Sarah sorted it so that I could do it.
Yeah.
I sorted so Dawn could run.
There's a new sticker for you. Yeah. Thank you.
No, I think all of our victories are
Dawn
on Dawn.
The Dawn charge.
Truly, she is the glue.
That Elspeth puzzle, all Dawn. Dawn did the entire puzzle.
Really?
Yeah, we still talk
Yes,
about
we're
that.
going to talk about that for forever.
Every time.
Also, Elspeth, if you're listening, we miss you.
I know.
You have beautiful
Elspeth has come up a lot today. That puzzle has been.
It was
memorable.
It's infamous.
memorable, exactly.
Yeah, that was the...
Forever.
Somebody in the
ingrained.
chat asked if you all are going to be at Puzzle Parleys. Does anybody want to tell folks about Puzzle Parley? That hasn't come up at all
I'll
yet.
be at Puzzle Parley. So if you don't know what that is, it is a conference mostly based on wooden jigsaw puzzles, but it's open to everyone. Whether you're new to wooden jigsaw puzzles or you've been collecting for years, it's going to be in Bloomington, Minnesota this year, which is just outside the Twin Cities, right next to the Mall of America. You can actually walk there from the hotel.
And the airport, close to the
Yeah,
airport.
super close to the airport. There's even a shuttle from the airport to the hotel for free.
Yep.
It's going to be super fun. That's this summer. I want to say it's like the teens weekend of July.
Could look it up.
Like the 17th.
People should
Yeah, 17th,
definitely
18th.
just
Yeah,
Google,
somewhere in there.
just Google Puzzle Parley,
Puzzle Parley.
Parley, and you'll find the details online. And yeah, check it out.
There's a speed puzzling contest at it, and we just picked the art for it. It's really cool.
So what's your involvement with Puzzle Parley?
I am one of the, I used to be like one of the board members, I guess, but now that they're official board members, I am not one of those, but I am just like on the planning committee. So I help with like hotel stuff and getting the speed puzzling contests and There's like raffles and stuff, so I help out with that too.
Looks like July 17th
yeah.
through the 19th.
There we go. And
there
it
you
is
go.
a lot like this and that. It's just like seminars and activities and casual and puzzling, and there's a swap, and there's I mean it's definitely like you don't have to go just to compete at all.
Yes.
The competition
no,
is just like a tiny
competition's
part
for like
of it. Right.
30 minutes.
It's mostly people just going to admire and enjoy.
If you want to
wooden puzzles.
experience putting together some really expensive, like I'm talking like in the multi-thousands of dollars puzzles, this is the place to do it because people bring their beautiful hand-cut wooden puzzles and they want you to put it together.
Yeah.
And be respectful, obviously. Don't take pieces.
Right. Yeah.
No matches will be allowed. There's
no matches. no fires. But yeah, it's super fun. It's a cool conference.
Yeah, I'm excited because it's usually held like in the New England states, right?
Yeah.
Like in New Hampshire or Maine
The
or somewhere
first
up there.
year that it's
and
not.
yeah, it's moving to Minneapolis, and I mean, if it's in
And I didn't even
Minnesota,
have to convince them. They brought that
That's
up,
so
and they're
sweet.
like,
Yeah.
"Sarah, should we do it in the Twin Cities?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it'd be really fun."
so excited for this team. They're going to finish it under the time. We've only got 13 minutes left because
okay.
it's 2 hours
Wow.
15 minutes today
Okay.
for this.
Okay.
And
Oh,
right now,
I was talking to this team yesterday. They had so many different
Look at
options for their sorting trays, and
was
one of
gonna say,
them
look at
is
their
like a
impromptu.
Honey Bunches of Oats box, which
I see the word
love
honey
that
upside down, so that's
much.
definitely what that is.
That's fantastic.
I saw some folks using plates, paper plates, for their sorting trays. I was like,
anything can be a sorting tray.
yeah. Absolutely.
We were talking about earlier, sorting trays were never a thing until I feel like you just used the box until I feel like about 5 years ago, and then all of a
Right.
sudden it's like
Now it's
puzzle
something to have.
accessories
Good work,
everywhere.
team.
What were you going to say, Rob?
I was
Sorry.
going to say the puzzle comes with 2 perfectly serviceable sorting trays.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but you got to be able to slide off of it, and that's what the
No,
box
it's
doesn't
true.
do.
Yeah,
I decided Zaco sorter.
Yeah, we now in our kit of things we bring, we have like 3 different kinds or 4 different kinds and different sizes as well. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's like people who play frisbee golf and you see them just pull out all kinds of discs. Like we're now those
You
people.
got one tray for every kind of puzzle. Like,
That's right.
Yes, exactly.
People always ask us about our trays, and we're not giving away our secrets.
Oh.
You don't have to know what the colors mean.
We don't know what the colors mean.
Yeah, they don't mean anything. But please feel free to like put some thoughts in the comments. you know.
Yeah, right?
Conspiracies.
Yeah, whatever conspiracy we like best, we'll just accept that.
We almost always use my OG Zaco box top holder. It has
With
been
all the
through
dents.
Everything. On the bottom, if someone ever finds it, it says, "Return to Sarah, please." Well, Sarah does puzzles.
they put the puzzle chest
Puzzle chest
trophy.
trophy
nice.
that Becca,
Love it.
yeah,
And Becca made it.
handmade, crocheted this beautiful puzzle chest
Who,
trophy.
who made the glass case? Did someone just have that?
We just went to the Petco and we bought an aquarium.
So you also get a goldfish.
Yeah.
So
Fish
smart,
sold separately.
honestly.
Yeah.
Wow, so smart.
That was a last minute, like, I thought of it and I thought, well, this would be funny. Let's go check out the possibilities. So, yeah,
I would
let's
like
look at results
number 5
here.
to tell me what their team name
Yeah, who's
means.
calling them a flock of geese? That's what I.
They're
is
a
that an-
flock of silly
Is that an
geeses.
insult?
I don't know, but
They
their
are from
t-shirts are
Honolulu,
adorable.
so
And then
maybe
404 areas, that's pretty good.
oh, that's awesome. Yep.
That's really exciting.
Oh,
so
'cause they're
Jessica's
Ohio.
team, nice.
Right, and they were part of them were the puzzle ostriches last year, so there seems to be like a bird theme going on there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
this
puzzle
is great.
faster, LOL.
So we're looking at top 10 teams there. It's only about a 20-minute difference, so that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Across
That's
2
a lot of
puzzles, yeah.
teams functioning at a, pretty fast. Pretty
Oh
fast
man,
clip.
9 minutes.
Yeah.
Who did that?
That's so embarrassing.
Oh, look at their tropical. I
Oh,
like
I
this
love
like
that.
this tropical
oh my gosh.
shirt.
I don't,
It's like bridesmaid dresses, where it's
Yes.
like you don't all wear the same one.
right.
And you know what? I feel like that's something you could do if you don't have actual match. Oh my gosh.
I'm glad you're puzzling. Yes.
They're all oranges.
Yeah,
I
I
just
love
am
that they
realizing
lead
they're all
into it.
wearing oranges.
I feel like a team bonding activity. You could go out like thrifting for your team shirts and have something similar to this, where you're, you know.
Yep.
I was puzzling with them down at the large format puzzle.
Oh, yeah? Oh.
Fun.
Oh yeah, Dawn's probably dying to get back there.
She's like, can we
Yeah.
get done with this interview,
Yeah.
please? I've got large format.
Oh yeah, Dawn
puzzling
probably does
be
want to go to
doing.
that puzzle. Maybe we should.
Dawn told us that if she could, she would just stay at the large format the whole weekend.
Really?
Like you really love
I
that.
was
Yeah.
kind of joking.
Didn't you already do that puzzle too by yourself?
Which one were
You
you
did the
working
other
on?
one. Didn't you do the travel one?
You guys got a lot this year.
Yeah, we kind of went a different approach with it. We thought, like, instead of just doing one big giant one, like, let's just get a bunch of, like, 3, 4, 7,000, you know, just different sizes. Yeah, and just let people have more options to work on. And we knew with the giant rose CatCon background that people were going to want to do 6 portals. So Ravensburger was like, we could probably give you a few of those for people to work.
Love it.
I feel like that puzzle is like converting people to large format because it's just so gorgeous to look at.
That's always my fear. I know if I did a large format, like, I'd get better. That's just how it works, you know, because it's less intimidating than to do smaller. But it's so overwhelming. It's so intimidating. You have to have the space for it. Like, it is a commitment to do those
and the
large
sorting.
formats.
You have to be willing to sort for hours.
Yes.
You have to be willing to flip all those pieces, and I hate it.
Right? I'm just too impatient. I want to get to the puzzling
gonna
part.
say me too. Yeah.
I feel like I could have Dawn on just her so that we could talk about large format and how she does them.
A peace talks episode.
You should talk to my manager.
We'll have our people get in touch with your people. I'm Dawn's people.
Well,
Go through me. I'm her agent.
You know my people, so it's interesting to see that we're about halfway through all the teams having finished. So half the teams have finished is probably a better way of saying it. So we're 50 out of 100.
So what does that tell you guys? Like, would you say the 500,000 is successful?
Sorry.
She would.
I was
She would
distracted. I'm sorry. I just noticed the timer wasn't on the screen, so I'm like, hey,
got it.
guys,
How am I
where's
supposed
the
to
timer?
Get that. Yeah, let's get that back up there.
But sorry, there it is. Oh, it's like magic.
It's like
They
magic.
can hear me somewhere in the ether. Sorry. So what were you saying?
Just curious then, given it sounds like half the teams have finished thus far, like, do you guys have a goal, or do you talk about as a board member, like, we want to see at least X% finished? Does this mean you'll give more time for this?
I think for
Prelim
us,
next year?
the time calculation really came down to looking at the whole weekend and trying to figure out how we're going to fit all this stuff in for people. And I think early on we realized, let's abbreviate the teams a bit just so that I can hear them talking about giving me sound effects, which is hilarious. But anyway, I think, it was just sort of like, you know what, if we do this where we do 500, 1,000, we're giving everybody 45 minutes back, you know, because otherwise it's a 3-hour round and that's a long time. I mean, not for you, obviously. You guys, you're going to crank this stuff out in like an hour and 20, whatever. But I mean, it was partially like we have so much going on this weekend. Let's give people more time to enjoy and also give like slightly longer breaks between rounds and stuff for volunteers to have. I mean, we've got volunteers and like the crew and you know, all these folks that are on their feet just like all day from like 8:30 in the morning or 9 until 7 p.m. So for us, it was just like, that just felt like a no-brainer, easy little solution.
Just a quick correction, because Val was skeptical when I said half the people, and she was right to be skeptical because I was looking at the wrong data. So we're at 36 of
36
teams
have
out of
finished
100.
both.
So maybe some will move on with piece counts.
Right.
Also,
Fascinating.
I just want to say the live stream team did say 6-7, and
I really, when Val said it, I thought about saying, I was like, rein it in, and then they did.
I actually
So
said it
it's
out
all
loud.
day, every day.
I can't believe
It's
it.
banned in her classroom.
No, and if we do like page 167 or something, I'll be like, okay, one time, and the whole class goes 6-7, and then they just move on.
Also, can we get back to the sound effects?
Yes. They were just joking a little bit ago.
5 minutes left. Boo, 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 boo. I love the rat bear horn. That's my favorite. I used to use that in history class in high school.
I don't think it would go over well. I feel bad when we just do the 5-minute announcement, but I mean, because, you know.
Oh, no,
you're
I meant for the
interrupting.
live stream people at home.
Oh, I see.
Like some sound effects, like.
All right, you just sit on here and like do them.
ASMR with Sarah Does Puzzles.
Looks like we have a number of teams here who might be able to
I know.
get
Let's
through
move,
across the
right?
line.
Like, they
Let's
got
watch.
like
How many people finished the first round?
Half?
The first round, that's a good question. Obviously, this puzzle is proving to be a lot harder for folks.
Looks like
68?
68.
68 finished.
Can we get a consensus in the
50 move
comments
on.
of what the people think are the harder to like which one's the harder 500 and which one's the harder 1,000.
Ooh, good question.
Which ones, which ones you'd want to do more?
We got the hard ones.
I would agree.
On both, you think?
Double hard.
Really? I think it was pretty close in terms of timing for the Savannah Street and the Lookout Mountain.
I mean, just based off, if we're within 5 minutes, we're not going to get another 30 people finishing in these next 5 minutes. So
right. So we're going to have to go by piece
anything
count
is
for
puzzleable.
top 50.
Anything's puzzleable. Is everyone done with the 500 though?
Yes,
Okay.
everybody's done with the 500, but there's going to be probably 10,
I do
15
love that
teams
about
that move on.
the 500, 1,000. You probably talked about that a million times though today.
I mean, we
What?
talked about it a little bit. I definitely think if we looked at last year's results, there were a lot of teams that, you know, just barely maybe finished that first 1,000.
Yeah.
And
So that
you know.
was your thought behind the 500 first?
Yeah, it's
was
nice that they're
give
going
them a
to
sense
for
of
sure
accomplishment.
complete one
Can
in
we
the
talk about
prelim.
these shirts? Like they're like quilted.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Someone made those,
It's beautiful.
and they're going to
Lots
finish.
of fun.
Yeah, they are. I think
Yeah.
they can finish this.
They got this.
3 minutes. They
yeah,
got it.
I think so.
okay.
They're moving
at a
fast.
decent clip. Like they're not, you know, being too leisurely.
Yeah.
Their shapes.
Yeah, it
There's
looks like
that
they'd
team.
sort of. Oh yeah,
there's
here we
another team
go.
who can make it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are we
Okay,
allowed to
it's
say
team
that?
57,
What?
HE
not
double hockey sticks?
67, and that was a hard one. I love it.
Nice. It was a hard one.
Oh,
Looking
that's
for
one of my
peas.
hometown teams that comes
Oh, wait,
to my
two
contests.
pieces.
I love them.
Oh, man, that's so frustrating.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
there's
they got one. They got one.
That was a hard one.
Good job.
They
you
say that after
guys.
every single contest.
No kidding.
Oh, bummer.
Crushed
I hope
it.
they find it. Maybe it's
Yeah.
under the, you know, they just haven't looked a ton.
They can have ours. Just kidding. Don's gonna take it home.
Oh, yeah,
my
2 minutes to go. I don't know if they're gonna have it
Yeah,
because
this
they've
was
got the hard
challenging.
part
This is the
left.
year of the tie-dye shirts.
Right? There's so many good tie-dye shirts.
They look incredible.
Okay, before we get to the final countdown, I just wanted to give a shout out to my mom and sister who joined me this weekend to take care of baby Autumn because she also came, which was
Nice.
a lot of fun. And a shout out to all my mom's high school friends who love watching this and are like, Val's the coolest, and they just love you on the live
I
stream.
love your
and
friends.
so
Yes.
my mom's friends. They're
Okay,
not
your
even my
mom's friend. Okay, I love your mom's friend.
There you
Yay!
go.
Patchwork puzzlers.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
that
That's a
makes
good
sense.
name, yeah.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Which,
Yay, we-
speaking of, I think I gotta go take care of my baby.
Okay. Others, though, if you have social media handles or any shout outs, share them now. Dawn?
I'll shout out all my friends and family watching. And then Justin and the boys are driving, so it's their spring break next week. So we're going to spend a week in Tennessee.
Nice.
They're heading this way.
Sweet. Cool. Bye, Andrea. Okay. Sarah, any shout outs?
Shout out, I don't know, my dad, maybe he's watching. Graceland, my niece. My dogs, they're not watching. They don't know what's going on. But they're cute and babies.
Can I say that?
Finished. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just love that we were talking about this just before the live stream started. That your mom still comes over and takes your picture before the competition gets started.
She's a proud mommy.
So cute. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
shout out to the bachelor party that watched this yesterday. That's insane. I love it. Shout out, y'all.
Sweet.
Andrea wanted me to say Puzzle Blush is her handle if anyone's
Oh,
following
great.
her.
Okay.
So.
Yes. Awesome.
And then I'll shout out my mom and sister came to watch me this year for the first time. After hearing me on Peace Talks with Rob, they decided that they really needed to see it in person. So shout out to them. Yay.
Oh my gosh, this is it.
Yay.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Rob, where can people find you?
You can find me at Peace Talks pretty much anywhere, peace_talks on Instagram. But more importantly, go check out the podcast where you can hear people like Sarah, people like Lauren. Definitely go check out Lauren's. We chatted relatively recently,
Yep.
and she is just hilarious.
Hilarious,
She is so much
exactly.
fun. So yeah, go anywhere you can find podcasts. Go check out Peace Talks.
Yeah, we'd love it. And thank you so much, Rob, for joining me today
pleasure.
as my
Thanks for having
co-host. I felt so comfortable. I played hooky
Just
for a
walked
while,
away.
so I appreciate that you were here with me and killing it as always. Great job. And everybody watching, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning Eastern Time, pairs final. Can't wait to see you. We'll
It's
see
going to be great.
these puzzlers as well. And yeah, so glad you all joined us, and thanks for watching.
Bye, everybody.